And this one's not featuring Logic because you've now been featured. Now
Oh,
you're just a normal person.
Now I'm just one of you. One of you lowly plebs.
One of the pleboids. I posted the album. I'm gonna show that first because it'll be amusing.
Beautiful.
Everyone can see all the work everyone's put into making Kylo memes. Can't be demanding memes without. Wait, someone said wait, why part 2? We gotta have part 2.
Bing bong. There we go.
We're not gonna call it part dos. That'd be weird.
Part dos. Parto numero 20.
Goodness. Yes, hello everyone. How do you do? We're the exact same as the previous podcast in terms of a cast. So do I even need to do anything other than just move right along?
Let's just get into the video.
Can't do that.
Let's jump right
into
the video.
I got.
You should probably share a watch together link.
It's the same one, yeah, pleb.
Oh, okay. I thought you had
damn.
to like reset your watch together.
But yeah.
Pay attention, man.
So someone sent a video. I'm playing it. You should see.
Oh God, did they actually make it?
Boom.
Oh,
Did
not
they
the one
really?
we talked about. It's a different one.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm going to showcase all of the art that was created. The beautiful, beautiful art.
Dude.
Oh God. Wait, did you actually play the video or?
Oh, I mean, I did, but I'm concerned. Is my stream still up?
Yeah, it just buffered for me, so I didn't see it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll play it again then. It's just this. It's dumb, but and these are precious memes. I don't know if this is connected.
That's amazing. Kyle Ben.
Some of these are like really well made. Some of them are just fucking goofy.
Yeah. What's that one? That one is really good.
It's when they get the shading in and they get the lighting.
Oh my
right.
God! I didn't know. I didn't notice that one where he's looking down at Bilbo on the table. It's amazing.
I love the drawing one.
The drawing is still the best.
And then,
oh man, Jared.
Got some rhino milking memes as well. And this one, which I do not get how they photoshopped that so well so quickly, especially the cloak part. Even though it's so arbitrary, how did they get that so good?
It's ridiculous. It's uncanny how good that is, and it's scary, but I love it.
Dude, a guy just tried to steal a mace during a parliament section in the UK. The emergency power one fits perfectly.
What?
Steal a mace during what?
The
Like
emergency power one fits perfectly, Kappa. What?
I mean, the Kappa is just, think of it as a smirking face, but I don't know about the rest. The emergency power one fits perfectly. Oh, this meme.
Am I behind on the memes? Do I not know the kids' memes these days?
I think yeah. He was talking about one of the memes up there. Somebody stole a mace. That's amusing. Anyway.
Oh no, I turned into an old.
You are an old. This is true. Is everybody in the watch together? We're apparently missing one.
I'm not.
I'm seeing it.
Okay, hang on.
We'll talk about it without you. It's fine.
Plug it.
Oh.
Yeah, just let me know what's happening.
We'll play it for the audience, and then we'll re-explain the entire thing.
Like, so what he said,
and it'll take us another 10 hours instead of 5.
What you're saying?
This is the second week in a row where we had to do a double EFAP spectacular.
This is all I've done all day, by the way.
and
I woke up and it was EFAP time, and they're like, "We're going to do a part 2, asshole."
You see, this is what Mahler does. He has us kind of like we're chained in the basement, and we're just desperately like, can we just do anything other than watch a Last Jedi video? He's like, no.
Mahler treats us like children on Canto Bus.
There's a mace in the House of Commons to show royal power and authorization.
Where are you seeing this?
Can we review Air Supply music videos instead?
Air Supply.
I mean, that's like...
Care?
I don't even... Why would we do
Loves
that?
That's what we were watching before the first stream started.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, and then you got me all excited.
Oh, we
and
could
then
watch
never
the
did
official trailer for the Avengers too, or we could watch
We could
YouTube
watch YouTube
Rewind.
Rewind.
Oh,
Oh no.
I no longer like my own joke. But yeah, my chat is jammed right now. It's concerning. Why is internet B? Why is internet B? You know? Oh, it's going again. Okay, whatever. Anyway,
Ray end up being brother.
is that working for you guys?
Yeah.
To learn about ins.
Yeah, I'm just making sure it's playing. But
The script on December.
Wait, is he
16th,
starting all the way over
2017,
from the start of the
and
movie
have
now?
been
No,
adding.
I think he's gonna make several different points, I suppose.
maybe. I mean, we can start over the beginning of this video, and it'll go fast. What he's second time's.
Oh, am I cutting out for you guys, or is he cutting out?
I can hear.
Yeah, it's Rags cutting.
Damn it! All right, here's what we're gonna do.
What we gonna do?
Are you sure you're on the right audio device?
Well, there we go.
Now he's gone.
Rags
No!
is
Nice.
never
Oh.
coming back. Oh, he's back.
Okay. Let me know if this works or if it doesn't work, or if things are bad or good.
It's fine. It's fine.
okay.
It's fine. Yes. Anyway,
Tolerable.
Okay.
so let's take it back. This is the beginning of his conclusion, I guess.
Movie. Truth be told, I started writing this script on December 16th, 2017, and have been adding, editing, deleting, tweaking, rewording, and otherwise just trying to get this right since then. I can't even tell you how
Done a
many
bad
words
job
I've
of
written.
it.
I was gonna say a little bit disappointing if you've been working for that long on it, but who am I to judge? I take ages.
Dude,
to
who
do
is that?
stuff.
Who was that other guy that you guys covered? I don't think I was here for it.
Oh,
where,
that was the plot hole guy.
Oh yeah, where he was like,
Willems?
I
No.
took this like no,
Other
he
cool
he
guy.
he like he spent like a year or something making a video. And
Like
it was-
9 redrafts or whatever.
I'm sorry, but my favorite one he ever did was Willems, so I just jumped right to Willems.
Oh yeah, that's the one most people know. But this
He's
is
the
one
plot
he
hole
got
guy
the
to me.
idea
That was our first popular EFAP.
for.
And then there was those two people that reacted to the other Patrick Willems one.
And you have like in Jay his response to Willem plot videos 200,000 plus. Or so that got big.
Your microphone is poop.
God damn it!
It cut
Your
like
mic
6
was fine
times.
before. Why is it so bad now?
It's like-
Cause
It sounds like. Would you guess lag,
Did you use it
guys?
for
Or would
like
you guess...
autoerotic asphyxiation in between the two parts or something?
Anyway, he's been tweaking, rewording, deleting, editing, and adding. That's what I've been doing with my part 1 for the TFA series, but that'll be interesting to see what you guys think of it when it's out, because it's just there's so much shit in it that I've had to carefully word, but I still think I could have worded it even more carefully. It's a little bit longer than 40 minutes. A little bit.
Written about this movie. Just kidding, it was a little over 14,000 at its peak. But a lot of that was because something would pop into my head and I'd just add it. I found out
How
that a lot of
does
the
it
same
take you a year to write 14,000 words?
I
In the
guess
past
he was-
year.
Go.
Go on.
I was just gonna say, I guess he's been selectively, tweaking it as opposed to constantly working on it.
Well,
Okay.
I have been writing a book for a year, a little over a year and 2 weeks. And it's at like 330,000 words. And I've fit YouTube scripts, a job in college into that. I don't know how it took you 14,000, a year to write 14,000.
Yeah, but you didn't have to write it to be airtight against Last Jedi haters' criticism.
Yeah,
That's true.
That's challenging.
It's
Yeah, I've
it's so challenging, it's impossible.
it's so challenging he couldn't achieve it. Oh,
ideas come to me worded slightly differently. A lot. It's under 10,000 now, but still.
Whoa! It's like reset for
What the
me.
hell
There.
happened?
Apparently it's
oh my
still there.
god,
Did the same thing to me.
You okay, Rags?
good. We're good.
Good.
Was because something would pop into my head and I'd just add it. I found out that a lot of the same ideas come to me worded slightly differently. A lot. It's under 10,000 now, but still not everyone will be interested in everything.
What are the visuals for here?
It's about the Last Jedi.
People getting beaten up.
It's that movie.
It's around 10K now, but still not everyone will be interested in everything I have to say. So I have to put some timestamps in the
Everybody's
description.
interested.
Wow, timestamps for 40 minutes. I don't even do that for my fans when I make like 3-hour videos.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Shit on their own. Fuck those guys.
I have to say, so I put some timestamps in the description. 20% of you probably gave me a solid thumbs down within the first 5 seconds and left a hateful...
I wouldn't even thumbs down this video. I would just be like, it was meh. Like,
a thumbs down is as good as a thumbs up according to the algorithm. Just so
it's not like
know.
I don't like it more than I dislike
it. Rags?
What?
Did you finish that thought?
Yeah, I did. I said I don't like it more than I dislike.
That was perfectly timed.
It might be a sensitivity thing on his microphone, maybe. I don't know, but that's funny. Yeah.
Well, shit.
Unfortunately, the problem isn't fixed. Like I said, it might be a sensitivity thing. Maybe put the mic closer to your mouth if you can.
Well, that's the thing. I've got everything. I'm pretty much right in front of it right now, and it's turned up pretty high.
I'm sorry.
Here's what I'll do. Shut up. So what I'll do is I'll restart really quick, and I'll be right back, and you guys can talk about Rose's burning hair.
Nothing. It hasn't gone wrong now in that entire sentence you just had.
Oh, good. I'll stick around.
We'll tell you if it fucks up.
Hooray.
Comment because you think I'm devaluing your opinion as a fan.
Not
That's unavoidable. That's not my goal, but I know some of you will still feel that way, so I'll just apologize in advance.
Rhinos.
I'm not arrogant or foolish enough to think I'm going to change anyone's opinion, and by all
I'm never
means...
going to not see rhinos on these things.
I'm not arrogant or foolish enough to think I'm going to change anyone's opinion. Jeez.
Wow.
Value the quality of your own thoughts.
And I have to ask, does he consider us arrogant or foolish if we think we could change someone's opinion?
Getting back to rhinos. When I saw that rhino Photoshop, I had to stop for a second because I was like, wait a second. I didn't look close, right? And I was like, hold on, those things didn't have horns in the movie, did they?
Yeah.
Like, it was that fucking good. I was like, I had to actually stop and be like, wait, no, that's not the actual thing from the movie.
I want to know how Cinema Wins was able to Photoshop out their horn for this video.
Yeah. Had to go through every frame and take out that horn.
He must have paused every.
Oh.
You did a thing.
A thing was done. Yeah, I have to admit, that was a strange comment. I'm not arrogant or foolish enough to think I would change someone's opinion. It's like, oh.
That's not my goal.
I'm confident in my abilities.
Yeah, I feel like I might change someone's mind on topics.
I know that I've changed people's minds because they tell me.
Oh.
Yeah, I bet every single one of us in here has done that.
Mauler, you and me did it with I Hate Everything.
No, that never happened. Strike it from memory.
No, it happened. He just refuses to admit it.
No!
But I know some of
you won't release the tape, and so therefore it is not real.
I can't. It's against the law.
Well, you probably get away with it law-wise, but I'd say out of respect for I Hate Everything. He's not denied it took place. He's just said that he's not heard good arguments against the film.
It wouldn't be cool. If the guy says he doesn't want to release it, would not be cool to release it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Of course not.
Yeah, and there's also like a legal area where you can't record people and release it without their consent.
In Britain, that's illegal, but you're in America, and I don't know how that works.
Depends on the state, I think. It depends whether you have like mutual agreement laws or whatever they're called.
Shit, I don't want to look into that.
Yeah.
Well, ultimately, I don't think he'd sue you, because good God, how bad would that look for him in his life? He sued someone because they released his true opinion, blah, 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 you know? But,
yeah, that'd look really bad for him.
Feel that way, so I'll just apologize in advance. I'm not arrogant or foolish enough to think I'm going to change anyone's opinion, and by all means, if you're here just hate watching this video, know that you're doing the right thing.
I'm not hate watching it.
No, we didn't go in hate watching, but some of your arguments really, they were bad.
Yeah, Rags, you might want to restart now. I don't know.
Son of a bitch!
By the way, this time I might actually talk in this EFAP number 2, whatever the fuck.
Do you feel energized?
I had a burrito, and now I have a brain, sort of.
Excellent.
All I had before that was cookies.
That's good, because now Rags is,
fucked off.
Yeah, I'll have to pick up his fucking slack, lazy bastard.
Dogs, am I right?
I know.
Yeah, I won't take it away from him. There may be people out there who only watch the video to get angry. But, yeah, I was only kidding. I wasn't assuming that he was actually talking about me personally. It was a joke. I made a silly voice.
I support you. I can let the hate flow through me, and hopefully you get some catharsis out of it.
Fair
I
enough.
won't even say that you shouldn't hate it. It sucks that you feel Disney, Ryan, and Kathleen all ruined your favorite characters. And as much as controversy breeds views, I'm not here to stoke the fire of that particular war.
Fair enough.
Even if I don't understand or agree with your issues, you're allowed to have your opinions and you can feel as betrayed as you do.
That was a cheap move.
What you're not allowed to do is attack other humans over a dumb movie.
Wait. What does it mean by, what does attack mean?
I think he's referring to Kelly Marie Tran getting booed off Instagram, which apparently wasn't actually tied to her getting
Is
insults.
that specifically what he's talking about?
The fact that he's showing her while saying this makes me think that's what he's referring to.
But before he was talking about hateful comments and... I'm really curious what he gets to with this.
Oh, wow. Look what he said as well. Unfortunately, the majority of you need to hear that message.
Fuck you?
Yeah,
Oh,
a
boy.
little bit fuck you.
Unfortunately, the majority of you that need to hear that message will never understand.
Oh, sorry.
Never mind.
Sorry, the majority
The majority of
that's
you
my bad.
that need to hear that message. Okay.
Gotcha.
all
And I
right.
actually agree with...
Fuck you, retracted.
Yeah, we've retracted, and I actually agree with that statement. The people who are doing it are not going to have their mind changed by you saying you shouldn't do it.
Yeah, the little YouTube icon was in the way of the
Sorry, that's not
that
bad.
you part. No, it's
And the rest of us decent humans living in civilized society will never understand how dumb you idiots actually are.
I mean, you said you didn't want to stoke the fire.
I really wish he had actually specified, like if he was specifically talking about that instance, I wish he had said like,
And it also depends on how it
don't drive,
defines-
don't like fire at the actors hired to read the part out on the screen,
Hmm.
you know? But he didn't say that though.
I'm
did he?
curious what he means by attack entirely. What if
Yeah.
someone said to Mark Hamill, I agree with you that the criticisms of Luke's character are terrible.
Everybody
count as an
clap
attack?
your hands.
Oh
Oh,
my.
you're back, and you actually sound like you're there.
Maybe. We'll see.
Hooray.
You sound exactly like Rags.
Oh yeah,
My-
you do sound like Rags, actually. I've noticed that.
I sound like his what?
No, not Rags.
That's what I'm
Rags.
saying.
Rags.
Rags.
My human and I sound uncannily similar.
So who came first? Who copied who?
Came first.
Anyway. Oh yeah, you haven't missed anything, Rags. All he said is
Oh,
that you
I
shouldn't-
gathered.
You shouldn't be mean to actors and stuff for why you don't like a movie. And
Yeah,
the
obviously.
dumb people who do that won't understand a message like that anyway. So it's just like almost admitting that it's redundant to say, actually, funnily enough. But hey,
Yeah, kind of. But obviously, yeah.
my vision of that would be, don't do it. It's worth saying, just don't do it. If you can affect even one person out there in a positive manner, I suppose it's worth saying. So don't do it. Leave the individuals alone. However, if said individual, like let's just say John Blumen, who worked on this film, tweeted at Rags and said, "I hate your coverage of my movie. You're an idiot," then Rags is
Oh
more
yeah,
than
well
welcome.
I hate his group.
Rags can respond. It wouldn't count as Rags attacking him. It'd be Rags defending himself. You know, there's an important difference, and that's happened.
Yeah.
It was with Zero, I think, was the YouTuber, where Ryan Johnson said whenever they fucked up on set, they would say they zeroed it, like in reference to the YouTuber, and it was weird because the YouTuber wasn't even that bad compared to like some of the other people who would outlet the attack. As far as I know, that's all the information I have. I probably don't have enough of it, but
I mean, from what I've seen from Mike Zero, not that I've seen a lot of his stuff, he doesn't seem to be that negative towards Star Wars. Not like us.
yeah, Mike Zero is a couple people saying, but strange.
If you followed me long enough, you've probably seen me engage with some haters. Because, hey, why not? I'd say 85% of the time, we at least end the
But I
conversation.
thought they were haters.
He said that 85%
Just
of the time
label-
they end it amicably. But it's kind of weird that he's calling them haters if they ended a conversation
Yeah.
reasonably.
It's almost like a out. It's like they're just haters. They're not really offering criticism.
Oh, your
No.
microphone
What?
is...
Son of a fucking
Raggers.
bitch.
Is everything's back to the way you had it before you switched it, right? I'm assuming.
Rag is?
Rag is?
Yeah.
Is
What?
everything back to normal from when you...
I don't know. I don't know if everything's fucking back to normal. What is normal?
I'm so sorry.
I don't know.
Normal is a construct.
True.
What is it?
no matter how angry or how many expletives they call me at the beginning. Most people are just, like, not terrible. Occasionally I run across some gems. One commenter's excuse was, "This is the internet. Is this your first day on the internet? This is how people are on..."
As in arguing with each other and disagreeing and being passionate about nonsense?
Is he saying the person said it's their excuse for being a dick? It's the internet.
That is how it is on the internet.
You have to deal with that.
I have this opinion. This is my opinion.
You do get people who are like, I won't respond if you insult me, Rags, and possibly Wolf Logic, whoever else might agree with this, but like, I know I certainly, if you throw an insult with an argument, I'll usually respond if the argument's good. I don't really mind the insult a lot of the time. But it can be used against you, of course, and to not expect it would be strange when it is the internet and people are anonymous, so they will throw shade, you know, they'll be like, boom, boom.
And if people just straight up come in like, you suck, you know, they just flat out insult and nothing else, then
yeah, you could ignore
them. That's not even really a comment. Like, when I go through my comments or tweets or whatever, if I see that shit, I'm just like, it goes in my eyeballs, my brain throws it to the side, and I keep scrolling. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It barely even exists. I don't know why people are so worried about it.
On the internet.
I guess he said excuse. I suppose it's not an excuse for it being okay, or like it should be acceptable or something, but just expectation. You should probably not be surprised if you have it used on you, I suppose.
If the internet isn't just a collection of information and people interacting with each other however they choose. Every comment you type on this video is the internet. You are currently shaping the internet.
I want it to be an aggressive place where people argue with each other vociferously and throw insults where they feel it's necessary.
Yeah. I want it to be the fucking Wild West.
Yeah. That a problem? You want it to continue being a cesspool of hate and idiocracy? And then he puts a seek for his own spelling? Like, what the fuck?
Wait. Oh, sorry. It might be a bit after what I'm seeing.
Make it what you want. You want it to continue being...
Ah, right. Yeah, there you go.
Why did he put a seek there?
Sick? Yeah, I don't know.
Seek, it's Latin, motherfucker. They pronounce the I like an E.
No, it's sick. S-I-C.
It is seek. It is Latin.
S-I-K. Oh, I thought you meant S-I-K-H.
Wait, isn't sick an actual... You can sick on someone on something. Something
oh,
on
yeah,
someone.
that's what it's because it comes from the Latin adverb sick, meaning thus.
Sick
Latin does not pronounce the I as an E. They pronounce it as an E.
Sick.
Seek.
According to Google, it's sick.
Depends. It depends on what pronunciation of Latin that... No, I'm serious. Because I took 2 years
now
of
we're
Latin in high
arguing
school.
about Latin pronunciation, for fuck's sake.
Well, yeah, no, I'm right.
God, first it's this water.
God, Rex, you're such a fucking idiot. Don't you know how Latin is pronounced,
fucking years
motherfucker?
of Latin in high school.
I hate you. I'm
multiple ways
banning
to
you.
pronounce it.
I took 0 years of Latin in high school, so I think my opinion matters more.
Latin has short and long I sounds.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Listen, learn your conjugation.
Every comment you type on this video is the internet. You are currently shaping the internet. So make it what you want. You want it to continue being a cesspool of hate and idiocracy?
I mean... Is he advocating that we should never insult each other ever?
Someone in the chat says Latin isn't a spoken language.
Motherfucker, you can speak it.
Well, you can speak parts of it.
I mean,
Try to
it's
speak
not.
Braille.
It's not currently like the official language of any country at the Vatican.
Yeah, everyone speak Braille from now on.
But we know how Latin.
We know how Latin what?
Oh.
Latin is implied.
Latin is implied.
Oh, guys, I know how to speak Braille. If we all get bubble wrap, can we just like pop all the bubbles in the rough shape? Here we go.
Oh, if it means Latin is no longer in use as a mainline language, like I can agree with that, but it's certainly able to be spoken, is what. Whatever.
See? Make that your legacy, I guess. Or you could
People
just
are typing in Braille now.
Hey, Wolf, you could just be not terrible. Have you ever thought about that?
No, it honestly never crossed my mind, I gotta tell you.
Latin is implied, Kylo bad.
Not terrible. To the same degree, I've witnessed so many threads under my videos turn from cursing and hatred and name-calling and belittling to a polite conversation just because one person offered the tiniest apology and acknowledgement that the other person is indeed...
Well, we expect your apology
Bloody hell.
for this video.
Speak cursive.
Just the idea that he's like, these people recognize they're speaking to other people. It's like, that's good. People should do that more, I guess.
Yeah, good.
Like, for example, you can still insult someone while recognizing they are a human being. I've actually, I have to reference this basically every time, but I insulted Wolf in one of my first videos before I met him on The Last Jedi. It was.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I was promoting hatred and idiocracy. I just
Yes, it
insulted
is. No platform for fascists.
him. Oh. Well, what is this? Most people are decent. Test it out for yourself.
Another person.
Okay, Dad.
Have you ever
Most
been to
people
Destiny subreddit? No, not all.
Yeah, I didn't hear any of that, right?
I said it. That's what you get for picking on ER.
I didn't hear any of it. You went. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, it's okay.
I heard Destiny subreddit. Are you talking about the person Destiny or the game
Just the
Destiny?
person. I think.
Yeah, because the ER stuff.
Oh, okay. I'm guessing Destiny is saying something just abhorrently stupid that I don't want to watch.
I know people from the subreddit.
Oh.
Kotaku and
Oh man, you don't hear what you're
I
saying.
don't know. Fucking shit. I don't know what it is.
God, you're worse than Fringy on a good day.
Here's what we'll do. Give me.
Give me a.
Second.
Is this whole half of the video just going to be about be nice to people on the internet?
Well, so far it's been nice. Yeah, I'm curious where this is gonna go. Because I agree with him, but I don't want to put like a gauntlet down and say no insults. Does EFAP have a sub? We have there's a subreddit for Mauler, I think. There's no one really there yet, but you can go.
Hear me? Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi. Hi.
Hello.
This is
Again.
Rugs.
yes.
Rorgs.
Hello.
What?
Lugs.
What?
Okay.
I don't know what you're saying.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
I'm afraid your microphone is still tisming.
Son of a bitch.
Rags, have you run a speed test?
I'll do that now.
Like I said, man, every significant word is what gets blocked out.
I'll do that
The Video Gamer 07 says Logic. Yes.
Oh, you know what? I can read some super chats while he's doing that. Hey, Logic, long-time fan. You and Undoomed are the last of the old guard atheists I still sub to. I truly enjoy Bible Reloaded. Wait, I truly enjoy Bible Reloaded becoming regressive as hell and blocking everyone like Steve Shives.
Wait,
Oh,
does Undoomed
That's
actually
what I do now?
does Undoomed actually make like any videos about atheist stuff?
I don't know.
I didn't know that.
I
But
didn't know
anyway,
the thing about
thanks,
Bible
though.
Reloaded I didn't know either.
I haven't watched Bible
I'm not
Reloaded.
going to comment on that because I don't know what Jake has been up to or Hugo's been up to as far as blocking anyone. So I'm just not even going to touch it.
Fair enough. This is
That's good. That's really disappointing if that's true, because I like those guys. I haven't watched them in a while. But...
I've known those guys for fucking years. I don't talk to them too often though, so I don't know what they're up to as far as that.
Hello?
As
Hello.
far as block
Alright.
policy.
All right. Give it a try. See if it works.
Oh no!
Fuck.
It literally came out as a try.
Yeah, and from hearing it, I can't even recommend anything because it could be sensitivity, it could be the internet, it could be like a faulty connection. I don't even know. Rip Rags indeed. This is for Rags to support his alcoholism. On my channel, I'll be doing a film series. Do you mind if I name it after you? Thinking...
Dude, Rags, your ping sucks.
Oh dear. Hugo and Jake, one of their latest videos, doomed trash.
Wait, what did you say, sorry?
What?
One of their latest videos is Undoomed is Trash.
Oh.
Looks like they took on
Yes.
Jordan Peterson about 87 times.
Okay. So, we're going to give this another try. And we are going to see if all of the words are clearly enunciated from my mouth and are understandable clearly to all those who care to listen.
It sounds good when you speak that slow.
I
think
was
you
going to
should
say,
just
that
keep
all
up.
worked. I'm hoping it's...
Very well. I will speak at a slower tone in order that all of my words are understood clearly.
You sound like text-to-speech.
Also, the Bible Reloaded did turn super regressive and bitchy. I stopped watching them quite a while ago. Now they're called Hugo and Jake. I guess they rebranded.
I feel bad for Logic. It's like... Stay neutral, my friend. Stay neutral.
Logic.
I'm not even. I'm just not even.
Mm-hmm. It's fine. I'm in the same position. I don't know anything
well,
about this.
we know you're odd.
Huh? You know what?
You know what?
Oh, that's a lame joke. That was so lame. It took me a while to even understand what you were getting at.
I still don't
That's
get it.
because you're. That's.
Anyway,
That's all right. That's a math
It's
joke
okay,
from
Mullen.
smart kids.
It's for kids who know about numbers.
and Latin.
Fucking magnets. How do they work?
I don't fucking know.
Oh shite.
So, anyway,
Clean
Alex
rags game.
Barker said he wants to make a series of videos named after me, and he said, "Is that okay?" It's about how I think critically. That's fine. You welcome to do you, my good sir. Roses are red, their stems are twisted. Bend over, Wolfie, you're about to get fisted.
What the fuck?
That's a super chat. I don't know.
Rags, was that-
Someone put that to a like a nice beat, and
Rags, did you write that?
Amo
No.
estis lupus.
Is that
et-
your doing?
You got something to translate. Logic, Rags, go. You know Latin.
Roses are
Amo
red.
estis
I have poor
lupus-
grammar. This
lupus
guy hunts down
et pani
pedophiles
et
and beats them
mother.
with a hammer.
I don't have any. Did you two even realize you were both speaking at the same time?
no.
Roses are red. Sugars used to sweeten. Gordon Ramsay's dwarf porn star lookalike found dead and badger didn't have eaten.
What?
Where did you get
Someone put that in the same song. The Mahler's part.
You guys are weird. Hey, Mo, have you
Roses
heard of the
are
YouTube-
red. Violets are blue. If the DNA test proves you're my sister, I'll stop sleeping with you.
Oh God.
I
it's
think
so
we're
beautiful.
past that point where we're all like completely exhausted from fucking Last Jedi
EFAP.
video. Or just-
Oh, I mean, well.
No, we got this.
Weird
We got this. We got this. We got this. Go, 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 go.
You're decent. Test it out for yourself. This comment section will be a great
Yeah.
place to do so.
Be nice is the summary.
So,
I don't
The
hate
Last Jedi.
you. I hate The Last Jedi because it's shit.
hate me. My only
I don't hate you, Cinema Wins. You're a
I don't
nice
hate you
man.
yeah, I don't hate you personally.
I don't like your video, but I like.
I hate you
well,
impersonally.
He seems
Advice would be-
fine. I think he's just trying to be a positive guy about the movie, and he wants people to be nice to each other, and that's fine.
That is
I
fine.
just don't think his arguments for the movie were that great, but fuck it. Who
Mhm.
cares?
Maybe he's got to have more. Look how much time we got.
Well, it's my channel's tagline. Liking things is more fun than not. And
I don't know about that. More fun? Liking things is more fun than hating. I don't know.
I don't know, man. It's fun to go on the YouTube and just watch people shit on things.
I'm not sure I'd
Yeah.
prefer to like everything.
Maybe nobody
I could-
wants to
like
always
everything.
watch people
Yeah.
just being like, "This is good. I like this." Let me
Yeah.
tell you why I
Sometimes it's
like
fun
this.
to just rip into things, you know?
I think it's fun to, it's a bit of catharsis when you hate something, or you fucking were annoyed by something, and then you figure out what's wrong with it, and that's fun. So, but, maybe it's more fun for him, I guess. Choosing to like things can also be more fun, as in, yeah, this movie happened.
And I'll take it a step further. Choosing to like things can also be more fun.
How do you choose to like something?
Yeah, that's like choosing to believe something.
Well, I think basically what it is that you say, that kind of sucked, but I really want to like it, so I'm going to spend a year writing 14,000 words about why it's good.
Well,
Like,
hey, he lowered it down to 9,000.
Ah.
Yeah.
As in, yeah, this movie happened. As of right now, Rey's parents are nobody, Snoke is nobody, and we could have been hyperspeed ramming ships for, like, ever. I know some of you want this movie to not have happened, but it's in there
Nope.
now, man. It's canon.
Why is he saying
Face
that?
wreck.
Like it's... Well, yeah, that's the problem. It being
it's
canon
almost like
is
he's
the
saying
problem.
admit defeat. this movie's terrible and it's real, and you're gonna have to just own up to the fact that it's real and canon, and you should choose to like it now.
Me and Wolf wouldn't have responded to it if it wasn't canon. That's the whole reason. Like, yes, you're right. What does that have to do with? It's not a counter to anything.
I'm not the first to bring
resistance to Disney's authority is futile.
You know what? He's right.
Empire
Just
received
kneel
some
before Mickey.
scathing reviews when it was released in 1980.
I hate this argument. Empire got mean reviews when it came out.
Yeah, but this other movie 40 years ago.
Well, it's just the idea. It's like this movie's a 10 out of 10. This movie's a 5 out of 10. This movie's a 0 out of 10. All three of them got bad reviews, which means they're all the same, really. Like, no.
But I don't hear many people talking about why. And I think the main reason was that the trilogy was not complete. The same thing will happen with The Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi is the end. It's like a duology.
I am so curious, like what do they think the third movie in this is going to actually change so much that it will recontextualize The Last Jedi as a brilliant masterpiece like The Empire Strikes Back?
The Last Jedi closes out like Episode 6 does, where everyone's like doing that pose and everyone's like, yeah, we did it, woo!
Yeah, where everyone jumps in the air and it freeze frames.
Yeah. And if it was the end of Episode 9, I would be like, yeah, they're going to do another trilogy then, because this story is tied up now. Even though it was like barely a story. But yeah, it's a duology and it's going to have a part 2.2 or some like that's what Episode 3 is going to be. Or Episode 9, sorry.
Once we've moved on to another trilogy, the kids watching these movies will immediately accept that astral projection, space flying, and telepathic conversations are canon for...
The argument isn't that they can't be. The argument is, oh god, they are.
Yeah. Like I said, we wouldn't be addressing these things if they weren't canon. We understand that they are part of the lore, and it contradicts other parts of the lore, which makes the lore fucking broken. Very simple.
I wouldn't even necessarily have a problem with those things if they actually, like, had some justification for it in the script.
Jordan Peterson just tweeted out Sargon's subscribe star.
Wow.
Damn.
Wait, subscribe star?
Yeah, it's like
subscribe star is the Patreon alternative that he's using.
Is Jordan Peterson using it? Or is he not?
I don't know. But but apparently there's, because I'm seeing some tweets in another Discord, like Matt Christensen, he was saying he posted the email he got back from Patreon, and they're clearly worried about losing people. And Christina Hoff Sommers retweeted Claire Lemon, who was talking about how Patreon's clearly worried everybody. It's brand damaging. Patreon knows it, and they're showing it, and everyone I know is talking about leaving. So this is interesting.
You done fucked up, Patreon.
You done fucked up.
Don't put that in a video title; it'll get demonetized.
Yeah, dude. Oh, I guess. Were we live when I told that story? When I explained that?
I don't
Maybe
think
I'll
so.
put it in a video.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll put it in a video.
Force powers and part of the lore. As MatPat pointed out, while theories may have created the fan response, someone watching this movie for the first time, even in say 5 years, won't have read any theories and won't be invested in the plot threads that don't actually occur.
It's a straw man.
Yeah.
What happens then.
Successful by that logic, because if you take one of 100 fan theories, then 99 are going to be disappointed.
Contradict anything either.
That before, when the Emperor is apt.
See, this feels like bad faith to me. He should be fully aware that people don't have a problem with it existing. It's contradicting. That's the problem. It's not the fact that it exists. Come on,
if you're in the Star Wars sphere, surely you've actually listened to people's arguments,
apparently
right?
he's redrafted
surely.
This. How did you get this point?
I see it brought up a lot in the chat. Who's MatPat?
That's game theory.
Game theory, film theory, that guy.
Oh, did he get referenced?
I've not seen his TLJ video, but I think he made the argument that fan theories helped to ruin The Last Jedi, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he could be wrong.
Luke in the last 10 minutes of the last film. I said, whoa, cool. And honestly, I was a little more enthusiastic when Luke force projected himself. Thank goodness not all the rules have been written.
Yeah, but some rules have been written.
Yeah, there you go. That's the counter.
They can't go against old rules.
It's very
right? It's like we don't have
simple.
a problem. Like the rules of chess have changed over time. We added like castling and stuff like that. It didn't contradict any old rule.
Does force projection contradict anything?
I
I don't know of anything it really contradicts.
The issue that presents is that there's a lot of ways the Jedi could use it to their advantage if it was something they could pull off. What I'm willing to forgive is the idea that it takes an extremely powerful, potent Jedi. But then again, you're like, man, Yoda, you could have done this in the OT to help out.
Yoda seemed to have his
Could've
own
done
little
that
special
for the
ways of
war.
doing things, though, I have to say.
like.
That's not good enough. He wanted to win. He was very invested in winning. So if he had this
Yeah.
opportunity, he should be using it.
If he was so invested in winning, maybe he should have fuck off his jungle planet and gone and fought Darth Vader or something.
I mean, yeah, but if you can force
I mean,
project, that's even easier.
Yeah, that is easier. Maybe he did. Maybe he was like wandering around the Death Star. Maybe he went when they were drawing up the blueprints for the Death Star, and he was just like, I'll just put in like a little ventilation shaft right here, and they can shoot a laser.
I'm anticipating JJ trying to plug these holes, and like there's just really
Scribble.
bad exposition.
It's kind of funny because I can imagine Yoda force projecting himself onto the Death Star and like getting lost, and he has to like he's just wandering around trying to find the throne room, and he's looking at little maps on the wall and going up and down elevators.
And like a
He's
trooper
just
sees
lost.
him, starts unloading a blaster. They're all going through him, and he's like, "Where do I go?"
Could you not do that?
Where's the bathroom?
Where go do I?
But yeah, like
Take a tinkle, I must.
they talk to him in episode 9, and they're like, "Man, it would be useful if you could use that lightning you used back on Luke's island." And then he's like, "I couldn't do that because that was simply an illusion. The building was never burned, and I simply made Luke see that through the Force." And they just have lines like that throughout episode 9. There's just
Well, yeah, but
loads
then
of them.
couldn't you would just be like, you could use that to contradict things in the original.
Yeah, you'd be like, why could he make
too.
evil people see things then, or something? I don't know. It's just
Yeah,
you
like,
can't fix it.
Yeah.
Though, I guess technically this one wasn't a Jedi book somewhere,
Was
so... But don't...
Yeah, he's talking about Rian Johnson, but that was Disney canon, so it doesn't count. Like a Disney book. It's like... I don't want to reference it. I'll use something else. It's like going, this is true because it's in this book, and this book is true because it's in this book, and this book is true because it's in this book.
Okay.
It's infinite.
Don't limit the Force. Why would you want to do that? How sad would it be?
Yeah, because that's what everyone's asking to do. Limit the Force. That's what,
Yeah.
that's what you've been saying this whole time, I guess.
That's the fair representation of the
Mhm.
If everything that could happen has already happened.
It's not what anyone's saying.
Not what anyone's
So,
saying.
yeah,
You would think
I'm
that in
gonna
your
defend this film.
gajillion
And I may
rewrites
seem
over
a-
the however long time, you would have been like, let's make sure that the things I'm saying are actually countering things that are being said.
The Force. Why would you want to do that? How sad would it be if everything that could happen has already happened? So, yeah, I'm gonna defend this film. And I may seem a little annoyed at times because the hyperbole around this film is just plain out of control.
I could
You're
say
gonna
that
have
about
to
your video.
explain-
You'll
Yeah,
be
you have to
hyperbolic and
hyperbole?
positive.
explain how it's
Really?
hyperbole. Explain how it's hyperbole. I want you to defend this fucking bomb sequence.
He'd say it's subjective, and then I'd say, well, you're using hyperbole over defending it. And to be honest, you're playing out of control, Cinema Wins. You're playing out of control.
Hyperbole is kind of like, you remember that movie? I think it was like the People versus George Lucas, and there was those people singing that song about George Lucas raped my childhood.
Mhm.
What? Oh,
That's
okay.
hyperbole.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no one thinks that he actually raped their childhood.
Well, no, obviously, but even in the non-literal sense, it's incredibly hyperbolic.
Yeah, it's hyperbolic.
And if people say that shit about Last Jedi, that's hyperbolic. And probably
Last
some people do.
Jedi literally raped me, and that's all
Do
the
you
proof I
guys
need.
agree that if you invent scenes in the film in order to argue for its quality, you're being a bit hyperbolic?
Say what?
If you invent scenes in the film in order to defend the film, you're being a bit hyperbolic.
Yes.
Is that really
Yeah.
hyperbolic or just disingenuous?
Well, they're exaggerating the film, is what I would say, or
Well,
at
I
least the
think saying-
quality.
I mean, I think it would be disingenuous either way, whether or not it's just understood as being, in a negative light.
They're being
Like, when
hyperbolic
people
about the quality of the film. Would you agree with that?
I'm not
I
really
think
sure
so.
that I would
I-
use
I
the word
think if-
hyperbolic there, but
If they
I
have,
understand
if
what
I
you
think that if
mean.
they have to invent scenes that didn't really exist and try to, I think it can be hyperbole.
Yeah, maybe I'm
Like,
using it in the
saying
wrong
that things
context.
happen that just-
Hyperbolic refers to the words you're using for description, right?
Yeah.
So it would be hyperbolic to say the film is
like-
incredible, I suppose. Or even good. I would actually argue that's exaggerating the film to say it's good. As in, well-made or well-crafted.
Yeah.
I think
it makes
hyperbolic.
sense.
I think hyperbolic would be like, this is literally the greatest film ever made, type of thing.
But then that goes both ways. Is anyone saying, like, me and you, us aren't saying The Last Jedi is the biggest sin man has ever created. We're just saying it's a bad film. But again, we don't know what he's referring to. He just said it's hyperbolic, it's out of control.
Yeah, it's vague. It's just kind of somebody said something. So it's kind of unclear. Yeah.
Even in my own comment section, there are some repulsive takes.
Ew, repulsive, you
what?
say?
Like what?
I don't know. He's probably referring. I would assume he's referring to stuff like, I hate that there's women in the film. I mean, Major Lee seems to think people said that as well. So
Every time someone even so much as requests The Last Jedi, there's at least a couple comments telling them how dumb they are. I'm not trying to give these people their
Maybe
15
they are
seconds
dumb.
so you can look for yourself. I've already said, no one can take the Luke of the original trilogy away from you.
Yeah, they fucking
People-
tried.
they tried.
They fucking gave it their best.
Oh god,
damn
people
shot.
change. That doesn't mean Luke was secretly like this all along. People change.
People change.
See, people get old too, guys. That's another
Yeah,
defense.
people just fucking
Changed.
change. We don't have to
This
explain
doesn't-
why or show why or give screen time to why really or put
Luke is
any effort
old.
into showing us how. No, he just changed.
I mean, Luke was secretly
That's why
like
he's
this all
different.
along. And I'm not trying to be dismissive. These are just some of the immediate thoughts that popped into my head when the outrage began.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
sounds
anyone
good.
foresaw how far the outrage would reach. Anyway, on to the movie. I want to start by saying that for me, this movie is a statement about our heroes. More accurately, how we perceive our heroes. The legend of Luke Skywalker. Outside of the countless books written about Luke between Return of the Jedi and this film, we only have the movies.
I agree.
Yeah, but those books were like awesome, Luke. He does all sorts of shit.
Well, they're
And now they're not
decanonized.
canon, so
Now they're not canon, so fuck that. Now we get
If you-
mopey, crappy Luke.
You look at those
someone
stories.
said Luke discovered Jeb Bush and lost all hope.
And the
Just
superhero
wait till
status that
Jeb
Luke
sweeps the next German elections.
was elevated to in the years
He better.
between his
Jeb?
The superhero status Luke was elevated to in the years between. No, he was pretty much just. It doesn't need to be superhero, just hero.
He's a war hero.
Yeah, and he absolutely was. He
He's-
saved the galaxy. You can't
He
understate
defeated
that.
Darth Vader. He defeated Darth Vader and the Emperor. A lot of stories will probably throw that in. He
Hero
blew
status
up
that-
the Death Star.
Twice.
Fucking
well,
Death Star.
he helped
right?
with one of. No, yeah, he blew up one and he defeated the.
He only blew up one Death Star, Mauler.
He blew up the Death Star using the superpower also.
Oh shit! Yeah, that
Without
kind
the
of.
equipment. So he
Yeah,
actually is a
yeah.
superhero.
He kind of is a superhero.
Yeah, because of the
Luke was-
Jedi. Yeah. Well, it
elevated to
depends.
in the year-
Were the Jedi of the OT were they considered superheroes?
Well, I was about to say everyone has the Force now, so maybe that's not even super. That's just normal.
Yeah, like
No.
even Watto was like, your Force tricks don't work on me. Like it's an accepted part of the universe.
Yeah, but I
True.
think that they're clearly above the abilities of a normal human, right?
Yeah.
Like most people aren't in tune enough with the Force or whatever to be able
All
to
right,
use it
yeah.
the way
If you
these
want to,
people do.
put it that way, yeah. It's gonna, yeah.
But
They're
Luke
just
between Return of the
accepted
Jedi and
superheroes,
this
you
film, we only have the movies. If you look at those stories and the superhero
What about
status
the
that Luke
games
was
and the comics
No.
and the TV
Elevated.
shows?
That's
in the
true.
books.
Those are canon.
yeah.
There is canon outside of the movie.
There is, yeah.
to in the years between, his current attitude is a direct statement against that. He's just a man. He got some really lucky breaks, was born into a
Ooh.
Oh boy! Wow, way to fucking devalue Luke as a guy who just got some lucky breaks.
He made a
my
lot
dude.
of choices. He worked hard.
Oh.
He loved well. These are all things that aren't related to luck.
Yowzers! my
Born into a
dude.
powerful family. Oh no.
Listen.
A powerful
um,
family that had nothing to.
Left him in a desert alone.
Who's that really fast sprinter? Usain Bolt, fastest man in the world. He just got some lucky breaks. He didn't have to like constantly practice and train and go through the hardships. No, he just he just got some lucky breaks.
Also, I don't know if people actually want us to explore this more, but having and using the Force should absolutely be considered a fucking superpower in the universe of Star Wars, considering the sheer large amount of people who don't have it. I understand that if you have a guy who's like a super ninja and has like let's say a mace on a line, he spins it around, you're just like, whoa, it's amazing. It's like it's superpowers. not quite the same. So they literally have telekinesis and mind control, and
If it wasn't a superpower, what would have been special about the kid like force summoning the broom at the end?
well, this
Nothing.
It's true.
Would have just been some kid like getting.
I don't know if that's the point of this film, though, that everybody has it.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, but it's Watto may be immune to mind control, but that's only because they say like strong minds don't get affected by mind control, not because he's a Force user.
I thought it was because of his species. I thought his species was immune to the Force influence.
Maybe. Again, I'm not 100% sure actually.
It says they're known to be strong-willed and resistant to manipulation through the Force. They are Toydarians.
Yeah, I guess it is the species then.
Does Watto have a dick?
Why?
To procreate, to keep the species alive, obviously.
I mean, I don't know.
ER said that you're a sweetheart, Mauler.
That's not good enough. Come on the stream.
ER, come on the stream. ER, I think you need to understand that people already call us evil, alt-right, Hitler youth, Nazi lovers. So it doesn't fucking matter, man.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I probably need to put it in a tweet. I doubt he's watching. He could feel totally welcome here, safe from the evils, you know.
We'll be your safe space.
With people cut from the same cloth, damn it.
Dude, like, everyone on YouTube is on your side, man.
Except for
everyone
the
on stage.
It's just the fucking crazy people. The crazy regressives just doing their thing.
Someone said, ER, get on the stream, you slut.
Yeah, slut.
We
are Star
at least
Wars
go
slut.
on the chat, you know, so we can see that he's alive and well.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, what if they do this to someone and they kill themselves over it?
I mean, well,
yeah, that.
I'm not sure how they'd react to that, actually.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Is like, it's only a matter of time until they deplatform someone and ruin their livelihood, and they legit kill themselves because of it.
I mean, after all the shit I had to deal with this year, I very seriously was like, I just don't even want to fucking do anything ever. So I don't think ER is going to have that same reaction, but
well,
no, it's only a matter of time until they find the right person.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's a bit of a controversial subject. It's like, how would they react to that? I don't know. They get very sensitive whenever anybody does anything quote-unquote drastic, like leaving Instagram. They will be very upset. They'll be like, your abuse has caused this event. So I wonder if they would apply that to themselves, or they justify it by saying they were an anti-Semite, or they were...
Well, they'll just say, oh, look, one less Nazi in the world.
Which is possible, yeah. Like, I really don't know how they'd react to it, considering how strong they are.
What a lot of them would fucking do.
How strong they are with that complaint. I'm gonna say he can come on the EFAP chat. He may or may not come, but you know, we've left the fight. Good old ER. Look how he's so
we
funny.
are your friend.
Anyway.
Powerful family, and everyone has been looking to him. Well, he said it best.
I think what? I'm gonna walk out with a laser sword and face down the whole.
No one asked him to do that.
No one asked him to do that. They just want his help.
Yep.
To counter with the OT, what the fuck was Luke doing, getting in his X-Wing and flying against the Death Star? What's he gonna do? Face down the entire Empire? What an idiot. So the logic just doesn't fly. It doesn't fly with any part of Luke's character. It's a part of what's so annoying. He's an idiot now.
Both people in universe and out. We elevated him to mythical status.
They like that thematic connection. They're like, Luke is just like he is in our world. It's like, if he saved the galaxy, he would rightfully be placed in a position of elevation.
Yeah, what Mark Hamill loves what Luke does to people and how it makes them feel. He gets great satisfaction and joy from knowing that he could change people and make them feel great.
Yeah, Major Bugginator, quote from the OT. I feel like I could take on the whole Empire myself. Never mind that. Was that who was that from? It wasn't Biggs, was it? It was somebody in who's the co-pilot in the Hoth battle, I believe, with Luke. I can't remember the name of the guy. But yeah, never mind that.
The true hero of the
So of
story
course-
is Porkins.
I love how he says, so of course he wants nothing to do with it. It's like, of course.
He wants nothing to do with it. Who could live up to that? Who could write him to live up to that?
People in the
how
chat
could
are saying it was Dak.
Oh, Dak, okay.
Hey, remember that time I had to go to the bathroom?
No.
Not really.
Yeah, nobody pays attention to your bathroom breaks, doggy.
We'll read a few super chats while he's gone, at least. I can figure out where I was. Oh, there was 2 donations about buying Rags a new microphone. I think he's okay. He's fixed it now somehow. Oh, there we go. So, hey Moeller, have you ever heard of the YouTube channel like Stories of Old? He does psychological evaluations of movies, and some of them are really interesting. Curious for your opinion. I have not heard of the channel, I'm afraid.
I've seen a couple of his videos.
They're good?
Yeah, I mean, I think you would be under the impression be a little longer on some of them, but I didn't have any issue with them. I only saw a couple of them. I can't remember which ones off the top of my head. If I looked them up, I could tell you. Like Stories of Old.
This is the same type of shit that Hello Greedo says. If the internet was around during the time of the OT, then it would have gotten a lot of hate. That's why it was, you know, worldwide popular and made the most money, like, that a movie could ever make. Why everyone just fucking hate it. Then again, I suppose I'm a hypocrite there, 'cause it's like, The Last Jedi made money. It's like, it sure did. It sure did. I can't deny that. Give this to Rags so you can buy a new bike as well. Yeah, and then they posted the Latin thing. I think there's a translation later. You guys are great. I feel like I owe you for hours of entertainment. Hopefully, we maintain entertaining. Sometimes I'm concerned that maybe people are falling asleep, and, you know, we don't want that. Unless you actually want to fall asleep to this sort of thing, which, you know what, to each their own. Wherever there's a rhyme or lyric, I appear. Sup guys, once there was a man called McBride. He fell into an outhouse and died. His unfortunate brother fell into another, and now they're interred side by side. It's a rhyme. I don't know how it's relevant, you know? It's just a weird rhyme out of nowhere.
Yeah. Like Stories of Old has posted a lot about movies. He's made a lot of videos on Lord of the Rings. I found he made a video on The Gray. It was really short, but that's where I remembered him from. I think that was the first video from him that I saw.
Roses are blue, so too are limes. Don't you tell me different, I'm colorblind. Respect my opinion on the visible light spectrum, Oh. Let's be honest, color is implied. Let's stay on
Color is a
target.
construct.
It's Latin for I love y'all, Wolf and Rags and Mola. Oh, no love for Logics. Oh well. Sorry,
Or
Logic.
What?
Star Wars will...
Hey, at least he has his cookies.
That's true.
What? Did I miss something?
Someone said they gave love to me, Rags, and Wolf, and I felt you were named specifically, and that was offensive.
I see.
Perhaps you should deplatform the person who provided that donation. Star Wars will...
Logic is implied. Okay, fine.
Star Wars will end with the great reveal that everything that happens in the movie is just 2 kids playing with action figures, expectations subverted. That's a possibility to escape the problems of The Last Jedi. I'm not saying I would do it, but I'm not saying I wouldn't do it.
Someone said love for Logic is implied.
Midichlorians were introduced as canon in prequels, a way to measure the amount of force in somebody. They were hated and retconned out of the series. I don't know if they were retconned out. They still exist, right? I don't think
I'm
any...
back. Thanks, guys, for waiting for me.
Oh, no
I
problem.
think people just stopped ever mentioning them again.
Yeah. The only way to fix The Last Jedi is to have Episode 9 start with The Last Jedi ending and have someone waking up. Yeah, preferably Luke or Finn from his accident.
What a strange dream.
Okay, watching this, I'm really happy that I didn't see Cinema Sin's video. I like his general... Oh, so it must be Cinema Win's video. I like his general positivity, but he's strawmanning and defending a lot of lore problems that should be called out. Like I said, my take on this so far is it's probably the least combative of all the TLJ videos we've seen. But he's still making a lot of arguments that there are counters for that he's not accounting for. That sentence made sense, right? Your silence means that it did. Excellent.
I agree entirely with what you said.
See? Undeniable appraisal.
It's true.
The only way to fix The Last Jedi is for it to turn out that Jar Jar Binks was behind everything from the beginning. I agree. They didn't take away Luke. I cannot watch OT or PT because of The Last Jedi. Luke is not the same character when you have one flashback for why. Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
Yeah, and someone said, you know, about being regretful if someone was to take their life because of the shit people say online. Total Biscuit and Stanley got, like, shredded by certain people when they died, so...
they were encouraged to commit suicide.
From my point of view, the Jedi are failures, Luke, yeah. From my point of view, the Jedi are failures. Great channel. Well, thank you. How does Rey talk with such conviction about Luke saving Vader when she just found out he wasn't a myth 2 days ago? Yeah, it's just... fuck it. Why not? That's the attitude there. Really, Luke's new philosophy in The Last Jedi is just Rian Johnson trying to make himself look smart, but when you actually analyze these lines, they make no sense. Oh wait, turn your brain off, I forgot. Exactly.
Yeah, you need to focus on the themes.
They should have used a different character for this whole hero thing. Preferably somebody who was trained by Luke Skywalker and didn't live up to being a Jedi, as Luke has created this, you know, idea of what a Jedi is, if they wanted to do that story. You could have made that the story after this trilogy. This is the trilogy where our OT heroes complete their stories. You don't have to kill them all, or whatever. And then, you know, Luke's best student struggles under the pressure of trying to live up to his master or something, and that could be a storyline. But instead, you fucking forced it onto Luke Skywalker, which was the most inappropriate character. Theme.
Sorry, but Mark Hamill doesn't get to decide who or what Luke becomes. As much as I love his honesty and even his lack of ego for letting Ryan do what he thought was best, and side note, killing it in a role he fundamentally disagreed with, using the fact that Hamill was upset doesn't really mean much to me.
Rip. I mean, it's not like we define whether or not something's right or wrong in a film if an actor says it's right or wrong. But we've always stood by the fact that there is insight into Luke Skywalker from Mark Hamill, undeniably.
Yeah, I would imagine nobody knows Luke more than he does. Even more than Lucas.
He has to... Mark, I don't know if I'd say he's a method actor, but he's said several times he wants to get into the mind of the people he's playing. He wants to know their history, why they do everything, and then he can play them better. And apparently, this guy isn't the one you trust to find out what Luke would do, so... And he's not included the part where Mark actually said that he kind of regrets what he said. I'm interested that he hasn't included that, but hey, fair enough.
And I'm not going to say that you misunderstood the original trilogy if you came away thinking Luke was the optimistic center of the universe.
He was.
We all took our own truths away from those films. I think we can all agree that hope has been a main theme throughout Star Wars. Leia is always talking about...
Well, what do you hate hope now, Rags?
I do hate hope. Fuck hope. Hope is an excuse for doing nothing.
Don't disagree.
It's Luke and the title of episode
4. Leia is always talking about it. Yeah, fair enough.
4, and now Rey and the Resistance are the physical embodiment of it.
Physical embodiment of hope?
Oh, are they?
By that, does he mean a person who thinks about hope? I don't know. Does he mean physical represent? I don't even... That was just a weird line. Fair enough. Themes.
I think people were upset by who Luke became because he had lost his hope. But like I said in my Return of the Jedi video, even he was deceived in the end. Some of you disagree with...
Huh?
What?
Deceived by... Is he talking about the thing he saw in Kylo's head? Or was he talking about something else?
We don't know if he was wrong or not, or what exact... I mean, like, we don't know if that was a premonition, or if it was...
Bullshit created by Snoke? Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, or bullshit created by Snoke, that's the thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I was referring to.
With my interpretation, but to me, Luke had to use the rage of the dark side to beat Darth Vader. He went up to and may have slightly crossed the line, the difference being that he turned back. But in that moment, he learned that the line between light and dark isn't as clear as it seemed.
Yeah, sorry, you can't just extrapolate that scene onto this one and say, it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
This lines up.
Completely
They were completely different situations with completely different nuance. I can't believe these people just don't get it. How can you keep making this argument when there's clearly a totally different situation behind it?
He tried to regain his hope one more time when he took Ben Solo in. And once...
What? Is he saying that he became disheveled Luke immediately after episode 6? And then he took Ben in hopes to undo that?
You ever
Again,
feel
chose
like
a dark
Ryan
path
doesn't
for a split
understand
second.
characters?
Oh, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Solo in, and once again chose a dark path for a split second, ironically seeing his robotic hand holding a lightsaber just like with his father.
Uh-huh. Oh,
Only this time it was too late to turn back. The damage was done. This time he'd already swung that killing blow as far as Kylo was concerned. And you really can't blame that on this film.
What do you mean we can't blame that on the film? It's in the film.
In the film, and the film decided it would be in there. The film, they chose to have it in there, man. It's like writing yourself into a corner. It's like, don't do that.
This film. That's where we were headed after Force Awakens. I felt confident predicting it. Just like Master Oogway says, one often meets his destiny on the road he takes to avoid it.
Yeah, that's a fucking nonsense. That's fucking nonsense bullshit. One often meets his destiny on the road he takes to avoid it. Yeah, sometimes
I mean, you're gonna
not.
reach an ending no matter what, and then if you just say yes, well, there's so many ways to interpret that line.
It's one of those like, ooh, it's so wise. It is unhelpful in every way.
It's weird that he pulling in Kung Fu Panda references and Wreck-It Ralph references, but fair enough.
Closed on Ben's dark side allegiance in that moment. So at that point,
no, he didn't, because they still were curious as to whether or not he'd be a good guy in the first one and in this film too. After that scene, so even by the film standards, they disagree with you.
He decided the use of the Force was not a good thing, and he cut himself off. That's why he has no clue what's going on in the galaxy.
The use of the Force was not a good thing. That is not what Luke said. Luke said it doesn't belong to the Jedi. He cut himself off from the Force, and that seemed shameful. If you remember Rey's reaction, she was like, "You cut yourself off of the Force," and he looks down like, almost like he's been caught masturbating or something.
Ugh.
And I don't exactly understand why he cut himself off from the Force after he makes the argument that the Force is for everyone, it doesn't belong to the Jedi.
Was it ever established before this that you could cut yourself off from the Force?
Apparently it was in one of the games, but...
Force Unleashed.
Yeah, so it's... Yeah, I'm not too bothered by that, but I'd like them to explore it a little bit further than just saying, I did it.
Yeah, like, is it a switch that you can turn on and off, or what exactly?
Masturbation was implied.
Closed on Ben's dark side allegiance in that moment. So at that point, he decided the use of the Force was not a good thing, and he cut himself off.
I love that. The use of the Force was not a good thing. Like, what does that even mean?
Then just don't use the Force.
Isn't that like the Force arguably is a tool / weapon? So how you use it would be what defines whether or not it was good or bad, not the existence of it within you? I don't know. Whatever.
That's why he has no clue what's going on in the galaxy.
But I understand that's why he has no clue what's going on in the galaxy. Yes, I agree with that conclusion.
Yeah,
Luke went into
I see why. How did we get here to this point?
The use of the Force is not a good thing. You know what?
Right.
Let's go into my video.
What is?
The use of the Force is not a good thing. Just vaguely, generally.
Okay.
Exile because he thought the Jedi weren't helping anything, which, based on evidence and history, they weren't. It was a Sith who destroyed the Emperor while the last Jedi was being sizzled for sticking to the light side.
Thanks to a Jedi convincing him to come to the light side. Are we just going to ignore those details?
I know that's an obtuse interpretation, but...
No, he admits that it's... it's not even... What's the point?
It's also very literal. Hope was no longer a luxury Luke could have.
Why?
Yeah.
What do you even mean?
Huh.
And I can't blame him for that. He failed his sister, failed his brother-in-law and best friend, and in failing his nephew...
Yeah, all these things happened after you've apparently claimed he lost faith, because you said he took in Ben as an attempt to try and regain hope. And by the way, these failures are results of the writing. They're not things that Luke had in his repertoire already. He didn't have to fail. The writers made it so he failed. Not even JJ made it so he failed. This was Ryan.
Yeah, this is pretty fresh. They just made this up. That's why I'm so curious to know what JJ had in mind.
Created the new Darth Vader.
You had created the new Darth Vader. If that's not a reason to sideline yourself, what is?
I agree that he would lose faith in himself if he did all those things. We're saying those things don't match his character.
Yeah.
And we didn't see enough of them anyway. We saw a 10-second flashback and a couple of lines of exposition.
But that's just the first 2 acts of the movie. After a chat with Yoda and the realization that Rey didn't need to...
You say the first 2 acts. Is he going to count the fact that there's 4 acts in this film? I wonder. It's a very jumbled structure.
...to be a Jedi in the sense that he'd accepted Luke found hope again.
Rey didn't need to be a Jedi in the sense that he'd accepted Luke found hope again. Yeah, one quick chat with Yoda and Luke completely undoes his 30-year distance from episode 6.
Thanks for waiting 30 years, Yoda.
What a pathetic character that his entire mindset, a wise, controlled mindset, is altered when Yoda says the best teacher failure is. Wow. And whatever. He found hope.
Watching her ask the dark side for help as he once did reminded him he didn't need to be afraid of the Force.
Watching her ask the dark side for help? What's he talking about?
I guess he thinks that in that sequence, she was reaching out to the dark side in order to give her something?
Is he talking about when she goes into the hole? Because he's showing this
Yeah.
clip, so I'm assuming not.
Well, but he said, I think this is for the next thing he says.
And he literally marches out to face the First Order with a lightsaber, knowing full well he's going to die. And by
out there. That's not what literally means.
No, it's not. Well.
Oh boy,
modern
here we go again.
We don't use this new age bullshit, postmodernist, cultural Marxist definition of literal that can mean, no. Words, no. I put my foot down there.
What if you woke up tomorrow and everyone referred to a car as a plane and a plane as a car? How long would it take you before you adopt the reverse if everyone disagrees with you? I'm not saying that's the scenario we're in now, but I'm
Literally
curious.
was implied.
Because
I'd be like, why did you relabel these words? Oh well.
No.
Exactly. I would like that to be like that too, but eventually you'd have to just change because the whole reason we use language is to communicate with other people.
No, I don't have to change. It's the children who are wrong.
Yeah, let's rewind him back a bit there. It's hard to keep track of all of his what's a non-insulting version of nonsense?
Idiotic.
No, that's insulting.
I would say
I think you already said the insulting version.
I'm asking.
So.
No. I didn't say it yet. I'm asking.
You
Unrelated.
didn't say it. You just
Okay. What was the word that we're looking for?
idle musings.
Synonym of nonsense. This'll be easy.
I'm pretty sure
Absurdity, babble, baloney, baloney, yeah.
Baloney.
This foolishness, gibberish, joke, madness, rubbish, silliness, stupidity, trash, balderdash, bananas.
This is folly.
Sound more posh than you already
This
do.
is claptrap. Fatuity? What the hell is fatuity?
Fortuity?
Flightiness. Fun? How
Guys,
is fun?
It's folly, obviously.
Palaver. Oh, I'm calling it
Folly, you
palaver.
say?
I'm afraid your video is constructed of palaver, Mr. Cinema Wins. Palaver. Total baloney.
Sir, this video is folly. Stop now.
Poppycock.
And he literally marches out to face the First Order with a
Boulder
lightsaber.
Dash.
Boulder Dash.
He literally marches out. It's like, I mean, he figuratively does, because he's not really there.
He's real enough to cast a shadow and make noise, but not real enough to...
Oh, apparently his name is Lee. That's awkward, considering the other
Who?
Lee.
Oh, maybe it's a thing.
With Lees.
Can't trust those Lees, man.
Goddamn
You can't
Lees.
trust the Lees.
Knowing full well he's going to die. And by doing something so legendary, he sparks the hope that his physical form never could
His
have done.
physical form
He
could have
embodied
done.
that legend in a way that no one had before. I can't.
What? What do you
Jesus
mean he never
Christ.
could have before? What?
He couldn't... You see, Luke couldn't have done anything meaningful or impactful like
Did him.
this.
I gotta
with his
hear it
real body.
again.
He didn't need to be afraid of the Force. And he literally marches out to face the First
I
Order
was never afraid of the Force anyway, but
with a lightsaber, knowing full well he's going to die.
Mahler,
And by
who are you talking about whose name was Lee?
majorly.
Oh, no, the other one.
This guy's name is Lee, apparently.
Oh, well, Cinema Sins just commented saying his name is also Lee.
Retard. That's where I got the fucking statement from.
Retard.
God, Wolf, pay attention.
I thought you were I thought you were talking about this guy, Cinema Wins.
Yeah, he's called Lee. Cinema
Okay.
Sin Sins is Jay.
But he just said his name was Lee.
No, he's talking about Cinema Wins when he said that.
What the fuck?
You can't read.
His name. Oh, his name is. Okay, I thought he said my name is Lee.
Retard.
Okay.
Oh shit! I just insulted you. Please don't ban me.
No, we read our chat. Chat, don't say that. That's a naughty word, but it is clever.
It's naughty, but I like it.
Doing something so
Hell,
legendary.
it's Theo Tree.
His
The
physical
tree.
form could never have sparked the hope that he sparks by doing this legendary thing.
Sparks the hope.
Jared's
never.
name is
We're not
also
gonna
Lee.
explain how words of these deeds, you know, how they spread across the galaxy so quickly. We don't know how word got out.
It's so
Or
funny
why-
to me as well because let's pretend for a second we're all in the Star Wars universe, and then they go, "Have you heard the legend of Luke Skywalker?" And let's ignore the OT. Like, what is the legend? It's like, this is a guy who walked out in front of an army of those. Have you seen those First Order walkers? And you're like, yeah. What did he do? Well, they shot at him. Like, they all shot at him, and he like didn't die, and then he disappeared. And you're like, okay. What does that mean? Why is that inspiring? It's like, well, he didn't die. He faced them. You're like, who was he? Why? Like, he's trying to show that they're not so powerful. Like, so where's this guy now? You're like, well, he's dead. Why is this an inspiring story? Anyone? I got nothing.
I need. Well, a lot of this goes into world building. Like, how much did the First Order control, you know, galactic image and propaganda, and how much do they control communications, and how much? I mean, because the idea that some ragtag bunch of survivors hops off a ship, and they're like, yeah, Luke Skywalker, he appeared as a magical apparition, and he fought off the First Order, but he was really just a ghost, and then he disappeared, and then he saved us all. And it's like, I wonder how convincing that would be to people.
Like I said, I'd just be confused asking people what the hell happened. I'd be like, I don't... What are you trying to tell me? And it's like, a ghost went and attacked the First Order? Is that what you're saying to me right now? What?
Yeah.
Someone said there is literally no rhino. Lee Baggins.
Spectral rhinos are still rhinos. Hashtag not all spectral rhinos.
Hope that his physical form never could have done. He embodied that legend in a way that no one had before. I can't help but love that so much. I really feel like anyone who says Luke should have actually shown up wasn't paying attention.
Ooh, you're supposed to not be combative.
Ooh,
Lee.
wow. Sorry.
Don't
So
do
toxic.
that. It's mean.
Okie doke.
He had a way bigger impact as the legend than a physical being.
Motherfucker, he
No.
was a legend before, and he had a physical
You
being.
already admitted that
Fucking
in this
already
video.
did this shit. Why?
Non-combatively. Non-combative.
How long did you write this for? Because it's bad.
A year.
Oh my god. Why? It's so bad. Why would you contradict yourself like this? He could be as much of a legend if he had a real body. I mean, that's why
You'd have
he's here
understood
in the
that
first
if you were
place.
actually paying attention. He wouldn't have been able to do
Maybe.
anything if he was really there. The
Makes me
same
wanna
results
fucking
would have happened. He gets
poach
shot at
eggs.
and murdered, or he gets shot at and holds the lasers in place and fires them back, or just dissipates them, and then Kylo comes down and fights him, and Kylo kills him. The scene is exactly the same. Instead, he was a ghost.
Or he just doesn't like surely there could have been other things he could have done instead of just walking out there as like, hey bitches, I'm Luke Skywalker. You know, surely there were other things he could have done during all of that time, like the buildup of the Empire and all this stuff. And maybe what if he showed up and he lifted the rocks?
Yeah, that actually would have been cool.
I mean, Jesus, that would have been so cool if it was him, if Luke was doing it. And you're like, yeah, I'm fucking Luke Skywalker, lifting up
Well,
a fucking mountain.
That's the third solution, because the three solutions I've always had to the fucking stupid hick moving the rocks is one, make it so that she's basically in anguish doing it and potentially bleeding from the nose. Basically, she has to try her best to have it done. And you can have Finn being like, Rey, help, on the other side. So it's a bit emotional, and she actually isn't just superpowered. But no, just have him move them casually and half falling asleep while doing it. 2,
Lifting rocks.
have her and Leia do it together, just because, I mean, we've gone so far with Force at this point, you may as well. Or 3, yeah, have Luke do it. Fuck it. Have Luke do it.
Luke show. I mean, he's got the X-wing. They could be like he fixed it because he's fucking Luke Skywalker.
I love this though. He's just like, you guys weren't paying attention. He wouldn't be able to do anything if he was really there. It's like,
and then
you say so.
Luke could have moved the rocks and they could have escaped.
Oh,
sorry.
He
That
wouldn't have been
only
able
took
to
a second, didn't it? It's like it only took a second for us to think of a counter to what he said. It's like, that must be embarrassing.
Hey, it took him a year to write this. How dare you?
Oh, well, maybe he should have taken 2 years.
That's true.
Anything if he was really there. I guess the other option was Superman Luke? I just can't...
Yeah, we've gone over this
doesn't have
before,
to.
but for some reason everybody assumes that if you don't like what they did, then you expected him to literally fly around and stab everyone with a lightsaber and start shouting Yahoo and stuff, and I'm amazing, and deflect and it's just like, why does he have to be that? Why is there no in-between with you people? why is that what we want? Almost seems like you're using our position and exaggerating it to make us look more unreasonable. Do they have a word for that in argumentation? I can't remember.
I don't think so. They should. Someone should.
Yeah, I like that they could, because it seems to happen a lot.
See a way in which Luke showing up and tearing Gorilla Walkers apart with his
Why
mind
would that be
works
the
in
only
this.
thing that he would have had to do?
No, nothing else can happen.
Yeah, it's like that's the only thing that could have happened. He would have had to go out there and destroyed every single one, even though they don't do that in the movie as it is. So I don't even know why he would think that, because that's not what happens in this version.
They call it lying.
They call it lying.
Film. Once you make him Super Jedi, where do you go from there?
Don't rewrite the movie with someone else's suggestion and then dishonestly try and conclude from it when you don't even have them there to talk about it. Don't bother.
That's never what Star Wars has been about.
As if you understand what Star Wars has been about.
Don't get me wrong, Vader's complete ponage in that hallway is thrilling and I wouldn't trade it for anything, but that was less than what I've seen people expecting of Luke. Luke was never supposed to get God mode. He's always been a conflicted kid.
No, he's not always been a kid.
And not everyone is saying he should have God mode. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy looks like a kid to me.
What, Kylo?
No, Luke.
Oh, right.
Old, sad, miserable, on the verge of death Luke.
He's always been a conflicted kid, God.
In the end, Luke gave up everything to embrace his legend status in a wholly unique way. But enough about Luke. He's
Stop winning countering shit. Makes me it's hard to take you seriously.
not even really one of the main characters, but I felt like I needed to explain why I liked his portrayal in this film.
You did a poor job, but I'll accept that you're welcome to like it.
My
the main
mind
themes in
has
this-
not been convinced.
Oh,
And
no.
your reasons are terrible.
Oh no,
What?
one of the main themes.
No, one of the main. Like, that's the thing. You can have so many themes. The theme of hope, the theme of failure, the theme of sauerkraut. It doesn't fucking matter. You can have a theme for anything you want, and
Also,
you can mish it,
just
and mash it, and scramble it up in any way you want, and somehow it'll still magically all come together
Is
in some
Logic dead?
subtle, symbolic way. Logic.
What?
I thought you were dead. Thank God.
What?
How come?
I-
How come
I-
you're
I'm
next
close.
to me now, and Wolf and Mahler on that side?
Look, I was getting a little lonely and you weren't giving me the attention I needed, so...
I was focusing on the video, Wolf.
Well,
This is important.
hey, I'm important too.
You'll be here tonight, but this
Oh,
there are people watching this. You
I
have to do
know.
it for them.
I don't owe them anything.
This film is failure. Almost every plan put in place has at least a piece that fails.
as if you can't apply that to basically like every film that ever has plans in it. As if everything goes perfectly all the time.
Poe destroys the dreadnought, but every bomber is destroyed.
How else? How
Yeah,
could
that's
that
a-
scene have ended any other way?
Yeah, it's a big fucking loss. Oh no, we don't have our useless ass bombers. Oh no.
Yeah, I consider it a worthy
Now we-
exchange.
Yeah, 3 bombers. Or was there how many? 5? 4?
I want to say
Just a
5.
bunch of fucking bombers.
5 obviously shit bombers.
You know, thinking about it, you know how they
Exchanged for the
blow up
dreadnought.
you'd think the explosions would be massive, right?
Yeah.
Because of the
because of the bombs.
and it would just blow the shit out of everything in the fleet. Because the explosion's enough to take out the dreadnought, for Christ's sake. Like, I didn't even think of that. There's this sort of thing. Wolf's been saying it for a long time, but whenever you take a critical eye to The Last Jedi, it never ends. Like, you just keep watching it or looking over things, and you're like, oh, there's another thing. Oh, there's another thing. 5.5 hours is nowhere near enough to cover The Last Jedi's issues. It just goes on and on.
Thors.
Rose and Finn find a code breaker, but he ends up selling the resistance out.
Because they were caught. He never intended to do that from the beginning. He was actually helping them. But, sure.
Holdo sends the transports to the planet, but a lot of them are destroyed, and she has to...
You could have hurried up.
Because she fucking has a retarded plan. You know, I don't disagree. A lot of the characters make stupid decisions. You're right.
Die to save them. But through failure, each character grows and changes.
How does Holdo grow and change from her failure? She dies.
How does Rey grow and change from her failure?
How does Paige Tico grow from her failure?
How does Finn grow and change from his failure?
Well, in fairness, Paige Tico grew into about 1,000 different pieces. And she's currently floating around in space somewhere.
I don't think of that so much as multiplication as I do division.
That's true.
And Asians are good at math, so it's very important that you get those two right.
Yeah, Wolf.
I'm sorry.
Dick.
That's okay.
Okay, well, in fairness, Rose grew outward.
Okay.
Initially, Rey can't convince Luke to come back. Essentially embraces the dark side only to...
Essentially embraces the dark side.
What?
What are you talking about, Lee?
I am legitimately curious what he means by that.
Touching a wall is embracing the dark side?
It's a dark wall.
What are you talking about?
To get no answers, and then falls into Snoke's trap to then be betrayed by Kylo one last time.
She looked over past in The Force Awakens.
Kylo, she was hoping he would turn. He still kills Snoke, which is undeniably a pro in the pro-con column.
Good. Yeah.
So, as much as he didn't turn to the good side, he got rid of Snoke, so that's a high five. I'm sure she's at least happy with that. But it's dumb anyway, the fact that she wants him to turn when she's supposed to be extremely angry at him for what he did to Han Solo, but apparently that got forgotten over a scene.
The thing holding her back, this ever-present who am I and where do I come from? Which brings me to one of the most hated subversions.
You have no place in this story. You come from nothing. You're nothing.
I don't see the you're nothing message as some inclusionist propaganda.
What?
Inclusionist propaganda?
No, I've never heard it called that.
I've never heard that argument.
I've never, ever heard that called inclusionist propaganda. I have no idea where he's pulling this from.
What does that mean exactly? Like, we're trying to promote that everybody's okay? Something?
Yeah, I guess they're trying to say that this film is so inclusive that you can be special even if you don't come from any place special.
Anyway, I'll just kick on because
So that's weird.
When the first Star Wars was released, Luke was the son of a long-dead Jedi who some old guy spoke highly of. As far as he knew...
Okay.
His parents were nobodies, and soon even his adoptive aunt and uncle were dead. Luke was a nobody. Sure, he ended up being the son of the most powerful Jedi and Sith ever, but that's not where we started. Star Wars became a story of important bloodlines, but that's not what made us relate to Luke. He was just a moisture farmer who wanted to join the rebellion.
I don't disagree. What's your point?
I'm glad Rey is no one, because now we've circled back around to anyone can make a difference. The world has been open.
Oh, the fucking win counter. The problem isn't that anyone can become a well-trained Jedi. Notice how I said well-trained.
Anyone, I mean...
Is it not just, like, incredibly pretentious that he gives himself wins?
Yeah, I was about to say.
It's like sucking your own dick every once in a while. Like, that's true. I'm right on that. Ding.
I mean, jeez, I just gotta get people to suck my dick for me. Christ.
Yeah, listen, I mean, we'll get around to that later tonight.
Yeah, boy. But the message here is like Ratatouille. It's like not everyone can become a famous chef, but a famous chef can come from anywhere.
Yes. Exact same thing as becoming a Jedi.
Ratatouille is a much better film than The Last Jedi.
We don't like
Ratatouille.
We don't like seeing someone who's powerful without having earned it. If you embrace the quick route to become powerful, you become a dark side user. You have low morals. You're detested by a majority of people. while someone who works hard and fights for what they love and everything, which can lead to the dark side, by the way, but, you know, it's very simple. Like, we don't, as an audience, want to see somebody who becomes extremely powerful and altruistic, godlike, without having to do shit. Okay? It's not about her surname mattering. I don't even know how many people are making this argument, to be honest. I'm not saying no one is, but how many people are saying Rey should have been a Skywalker just because that would be cool?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of, and it kind of makes the scope of the universe seem smaller too. Everyone's just fucking related to this one family.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm in favor of not making her a Skywalker or a Kenobi, but you make her a nobody, and it gets a little bit confusing.
Tell me why she is so incredible at everything without trying.
Open back up. How can you hate that message? I've hit a lot of the main issues people had with the movie.
Wait,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the message is. It's if the message is portrayed well in the film.
Well, he's like, how can you hate that message? The message that anyone can make a difference? Who in the world hates that message?
Yeah. You can have a message that's good, but if it's not portrayed well in the film, then people will have an issue with its portrayal.
It's a little bit of a straw man, if you ask me.
To anyone can make a difference. The world has been opened back up. How can you hate that message? I've hit a lot of the main issues.
Has it been opened back up? It's just because to me, in a way, like sure it has in a way, but at the same time, it's almost like you're throwing darts at a dartboard. It has this element of just randomness to it, where your success or failure. Here's the thing with Rey: if she doesn't work for it, if it's just who she is, then what hope do we have? It doesn't matter if we train or not. We'll never be as good as that because it's just given to us and taken away from us arbitrarily by some unseen force, for lack of a better term. But if we see her, like, I could believe that I could be a Luke because you see Luke suffer and you see him overcome his obstacles and you see him grow and change and develop and he works hard along the way. But how do you see yourself as Rey?
Yeah, I don't know how anybody empathizes with Rey ever. It's like, what were you born perfect? It's like, yes, I was.
And someone in chat says The Force Awakens introduced her parents as a plot point.
I mean, it introduced them as something she was going to be searching for, but Maz Kanata did say they don't fucking matter, move on.
Yeah, and then she's like, okay. And they could have done something with that. Like, this is why you want to be part of the rebellion. There are causes you care about. And this is something that you can latch on to.
Which comes into the other problem of her motivation. But even with Maz saying that, we don't have an explanation for Rey's power. That's the other problem. So yeah, it's just so goddamn confusing.
Movie, but let's just knock a few out quick. I feel I need to offer rebuttals to the rest of them, not because my interpretation is the only correct one, but maybe to give those on the fence that feel swayed by the long list of issues some different options.
No, but you said earlier that you don't believe, you're not arrogant enough to think that you can change people's opinions?
You're not going to let him be a hypocrite, Rags, really? Come on.
No, I'm better than that. I'm not going to let you be a hypocrite on my watch. Okay?
Rags is growling.
I don't know. I'm not. I'm really not. I'm smiling out of sadness.
Smiling with sadness.
I'm smiling with sadness.
All around me are familiar faces.
Well, hey, he's hoping to change some people's minds while also not being arrogant or foolish enough to try and change people's minds. This makes sense.
He doesn't think that he can, but he's...
He rewrote this over a year and he didn't pick that one up. That's fine.
Listen, the thing is that this video...
9,000 words, man.
The theme of this video is hope. Because he hopes that he can change someone's mind, even though he's not arrogant enough to think that he can do that. But he hopes that he can.
Good Lord.
Even though he thinks he can't. And that mixes in with the theme of failure, because he's been failing changing my mind this whole video.
Apparently he did this with the prequels, so it's all fair game. You know, he does it with every one of them. It's all fair.
Oh, okay.
Really the same thing I did with the prequels. Spoiler alert, you're not dumb if these things didn't bother you, because a lot of them are nothing.
I don't think whether a plot point bothers you is about your intelligence. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah, it could just be perception.
Then again, I don't know if Wolf wants to weigh in on that.
Not entirely, because you can accept a problem in that, not think it has too much bearing. Like episode 3, for example, there's a ton of issues, but I can ignore a good amount of them because I was like, it's not that horrible of a movie.
Penal code.
You okay,
It's
Rex?
when you like deny it.
Just like singing to himself something. Yes.
Yeah, it's his mating ritual. He does this every night.
Oh no. I make different noises for my mating ritual.
Well, yeah, but
I don't.
Yeah, the idea of saying like the X doesn't bother me. It's just like, all right then.
Can anyone hear me?
Hello, Logic.
Yes.
How do you do?
I'm duct taped to a chair in Rags' basement. Can someone help me?
I don't have a basement, but I'm based.
Grown.
Oh, hey, today
why
interstellar space.
What?
Voyager 2 has entered the space between solar systems today.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I've never met Voyager 2, so
it launched in 1977.
Where is it going? I'm guessing next one, Proxima Centauri or something, or Alpha Centauri, whatever the hell it's called.
I have to.
That's the nearest one, I think.
Remember,
it's just going away. It's not going to hit anything.
Remember how you just reminded me when there was some kind of argument that got brought up about Infinity War, about how far they've traveled, and we said I remember saying to you, Wolf, just some statement about how they were outside, they were fucking far away, and then you were like, they're not far away, they're on Saturn's moon or whatever, Titan.
Yeah, because they named the planet the same thing that a moon is already.
I get it, but it's just funny. It's like you really think Thanos' entire species were that close to Earth?
I don't know. You don't name a planet the same thing as a moon that's like right next to us.
I feel like you would have crushed our planet early on.
Yes, Titan's first moon, Titan. Of the Titan system.
Anyway,
located in the belt of Titan.
We already talked about why Holdo didn't owe Poe an explanation, just like in real life.
You haven't Okay.
Ask anyone in any branch of the military how Poe would have been treated for questioning a vice admiral the way he does.
This is well after she's let her entire crew think there's no hope. So you can ask any military personnel how a mutiny works. It's an actual thing.
So here, just because you're a vice admiral doesn't mean that you're a dictator and you can do whatever you want.
Exactly. Genuinely, I got a sigh of relief when he committed to the mutiny in the film. I was like, oh, thank Christ, he's actually doing something.
They won't all die now.
They all died anyway.
I would have supported him in real life. I would have been like, fucking hell, Poe, we need to knock this idiot out.
Yeah, hell yeah, let's fucking not die.
I would have suggested the mutiny.
Yeah, let's do the not dying thing. Fuck yeah.
There's like one guy on the team who's like, we should kill them too. He's like, we don't need to kill them. We should kill them. You're like, oh, I mean, like, I guess we could.
Like, Poe, I'm gonna level with you. This purple hair bitch. What the hell, man?
It's like I didn't fucking vote for her.
It's like, Holdo, you have purple hair, you wear a halo, and you have a ball gown.
And your neck is just absurdly long.
It's wrong. You shouldn't. You an alien.
I get why it's annoying because it feels so convenient to the
plot.
Look at it. But
he describes it as realistically. No, he's saying it's realistic. Sorry, convenient doesn't mean it's not realistic. Convenient to the plot. That's interesting. You'd say it's inconvenient to the plot. Or inconvenient to Poe. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make any sense.
Exclusive.
Shite.
And goodness, you have to squint to turn this into an anti-patriarchy.
No, I don't think you have to squint.
The fact that it's undeniable that people associate purple hair with Tumblr and stuff like that. That's definitely part of society right now. I'm not saying that The Last Jedi is definitively anti-patriarchy, but why would you have a purple-haired character? That's very like, okay.
And why would her second in command be a Jew with like the extreme stereotype nose?
I don't know if she's actually Jewish.
I don't know if
hey man, I'm just saying, curly hair, big nose.
I don't know what that has to do with being Jewish, and I don't know if does Judaism exist in the Star Wars universe?
Probably not.
Because it was a long time ago.
That's
And
true.
the Torah was written a long time ago.
But people did
Right?
definitely say it was anti-patriarchy. So what I'm trying to say is, well, he said you
Well,
have
I've
to
heard that
squint,
it's
I
not-
guess.
I haven't heard that it's anti-patriarchy.
Or
I've heard it's just
anti-men.
anti-men.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that too.
Holdo could have been a talking porg and the story would have played out the same.
No, it wouldn't have.
What even?
People would have obviously questioned the leadership of the Porg.
It wouldn't have played out the
Fucking
same if it
idiot.
was a porg.
Yeah, people would have been like, who are you?
And goodness,
Beep, bap, 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 beep, beep,
Philbo was
or
the,
whatever
like,
the fuck
Vice
sound
Admiral
porgs make.
Porglo is taking over.
Porglo.
You know, it's
This
funny.
is Vice Admiral Porglo.
Before this movie came out, everyone was telling me that the porgs were like vicious little monsters, but all they do is like sob when Chewbacca eats one of them.
I'd love it if they
You
were
think
like
that they
attacking.
would be running away, you know? Like they'd be trying to get away from
I
Chewbacca?
would hire a porg over Holdo. Yes, I do agree with that though.
You can probably pay him like 77 cents per
Well, you'd be
dollar.
paying him more if
For
he
a
was a he
human
porg.
dollar.
If he was a he porg rather than a she porg.
That's true.
I predict that in episode 9, the Porg are going to be. Is it Porg or Porgs, the plural?
The porg is like the Borg.
There is a Porg, but they have a group of multiple Porgs.
Okay, in episode 9, the Porgs are going to be basically like the Ewoks. They're going to be armed, and they're going to be pissed because Chewie ate one of them.
Yeah, the
And
entire
then
there's a
they're
big
gonna be
arc
vicious little
between them and
monsters.
Chewie. And he gets eaten alive by them at the end. It's really happy.
Yeah.
I want the Porg Chewie arc, but maybe I don't know. Who knows?
And it's
The
going to be a
Sporgs
message
combine
about
into
hope
like a
and failure.
Zoltron, and they form together and they stick together and they create one super Porg.
Super porg.
Dude, if in the trailer for
Yeah.
episode 9 we have an army of porgs and Ewoks fighting against armies of Wookiees, we'll just be like, yeah, that seems reasonable.
I'm like,
Why
yeah,
not?
sure. I mean, I'm sure the porn will be great. Whatever.
you have to squint
Oh,
to turn this
God.
into an anti-patriarchy message. Holdo could have been a talking porg and the story would have played out the same. Another big issue people have is that the Canto Bite side quest
been a
not
little bit
only
more
is a waste of
entertaining.
time, but actually makes things worse.
Yeah, I'd stand by it. It is absolutely a waste of time. Makes things worse. Depends what you mean by things.
I mean, every element of this movie
It makes the
things
film worse, sure, but if he's saying like it makes whatever's going on in the film, well, yeah, I guess it does because they accidentally reveal the
Look at that
thing.
fucking weird dog thing that's hovering by its bubble butt on the right.
Oh
Excuse
wow,
me?
yeah.
Oh my god! Whoa!
Wow.
Yeah, like go back just a second. Like I never go to here. I'm gonna go to 20.
I
I'm
have
gonna
never
32.
seen that.
Oh, that's fantastic.
First, that's the point. That's what this
That's some
See?
beautiful creature
That
design.
fucking that weird ass alien floating by a gas sack on its ass.
Ass hover dog.
Man.
Whatever floats your boat, I suppose.
Another big issue people have is that the
No, my
Canto
boat
Bite side
flies,
quest
bitch.
not only
That's
is a
true.
waste of time, but actually makes things worse. First, that's the point. That's what this middle
I
chapter
can't
is supposed
unsee
to
it
do.
now.
Wait, did he just say it's supposed to waste time, or is he referring to
I'm
the
glad
second
they
bit?
wasted time at Canto Bite instead of like developing
Wait.
backstories or characters or relationships.
He said, not only a waste of time, but makes things
Another big
worse.
issue people have is that the Canto Bite side quest not only is a waste of time, but actually makes things worse. First,
That's the point.
Oh, If the point of Canto Bite was to make the film worse, then
It
this
succeeded with flying colors, man.
yeah, but I thought the theme of the film was failure, so I'm not exactly sure. God damn, that weird fucking floating thing is so fucking. Look at like if that thing just like hovered around in
Oh
front
god,
of you,
that would
I
be
would
so
be
creepy.
terrified. I would be terrified. I would shoot it. I would fucking pull out a gun and I would shoot its ass sack and watch it fall to the ground.
Do you think it just stares at you with those blank, soulless eyes?
You just
It
hear
just-
like, no. You're just like,
No, I feel like it might make
I would much rather that
sounds.
I'd much rather the Turkish guy next to it came up to me instead of it.
Like it
Jesus.
floats up behind you while you're just on your computer and it just slowly runs its hand on your face.
Oh my god! And you can hear it farting to fill the bag back up because it's lowering.
It's like those horrible aliens in Dead Space where you have to go into like the I don't remember what this part of the ship is, but they make the air toxic, and you got to stomp them to kill them.
Oh right, yeah. I can't remember their names though.
Yeah, you don't have to stomp them.
You can shoot them.
Well,
you can shoot
yeah, but it's more.
It'll
It's
save your
better
ammo.
to. Yeah, it's better to just stomp it
That game
since they don't fight back anyway.
throws
Someone said
ammo
it
at
speaks
you.
cursive.
It speaks cursive.
Thank you, Ryan, for creating the creepiest alien across all the Star Wars.
So that's the point. That's what this middle chapter is supposed to do. Plus, it was a learning moment for Poe
I
about.
can't believe he's standing by that. It's like, it's a waste of time. That's the point.
It's a waste of
It's what
time.
it's supposed
That's
to do. It's like, what?
Oh, that's a win.
It was a learning moment for Poe trusting leadership, which, yeah, you can say it so vaguely, but we've been over how that doesn't make any sense.
It's like, no, it wasn't pretending to be retarded. It was actually retarded by
Someone
design.
Someone said the alien was one of the gas bags from Eden Prime and Mass Effect.
I've not
Like
played
the
Mass
very
Effect.
first mission. You haven't played Mass Effect? Really?
No. I
Oh my
have.
Wow.
goodness! Wow.
Sorry.
Stop at 3.
Don't judge
What's
me.
wrong with you?
Well,
With a
That's-
gas bag.
it's your opinion that
Oh
there's
yeah,
something
yeah,
wrong
yeah.
with
The
it.
little bitty. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't actually fight you, and you only saw them for 30 seconds before you started fighting the Geth, but
You popped them. Yeah.
yeah, they just kind of floated around for about 10 seconds until you found the first, or no, when your first teammate dies, and then you tell Caden, like, suck it up, we're leaving.
imagine popping that weird blue alien butt thing. It just, like, really slowly depreciates. It's just like, moving around. You're like, oh, don't touch me.
Do you have a doctor to patch up my gas bag?
I hate it quite a lot right now.
You got a bandage. You got a bandage.
Oh no, a little
Some
poop came out.
gauze, maybe.
This is what EFAP's
Some
all about.
glue.
It's about family.
Trusting leadership, and Finn for realizing that there's more going on in the galaxy than just where's Rey.
Do you think he did?
There's more going on in the galaxy than just where's Rey. That is Ark learning that Rey isn't the center of the universe, like he already knew before he met Rey. Grasping at straws there, Lee, and not to mention that Finn learns. If you remember the scene, he's like, "Hey man, you stole this ship, but at least you stole it from the bad guys, and you're helping the good guys." And then the guy is like, "There are no bad guys or good guys, idiot." And then he's like, And from there, he becomes super invested in the good guys. Like, oh, seems like the opposite should have happened, but okay. If that
What a
if that's how
compelling
that works.
argument. There are no good and bad. That's on a spectrum. Well, good it is for me.
I agree with you. It doesn't matter, so I'll be good.
But more importantly, what annoys me is how some seem to completely ignore essentially the same thing happening in Empire.
Oh,
Leia, Han,
God,
Chewie,
we're
and
doing it again. So many people do this.
No.
It's called whataboutism. When you say
About.
this thing isn't another thing, therefore this thing isn't bad. But for one, context. 2, not an argument. So let's see what the context for this is.
3PO go on their own save-the-world mission and get betrayed and captured, creating a situation where Luke has to abandon his training and then loses a hand. Bad plans failing badly has always been a huge part of Star Wars.
Do we need to say anything about this?
I don't
He
I
has
will
a-
say that shot of Yoda, it just reminded me of how much better he in the OT as compared to his cameo in The Last Jedi.
Yeah, I don't know what they did in the new ones, but his OT puppet, for some reason, just can't be replicated, apparently.
I wonder what they
The other
did with the original OT.
But yeah, did you guys realize, by the way, I thought it was really cool, The Last Jedi is essentially the exact same film as Indiana Jones. It has characters, they travel to different places. Towards the end, the bad guys are kind of killed or hurt, and the good guys have, taken some injuries along the way. And you do see a couple of shots of different areas and different people, and people talk. There's a couple of others. People wear clothes. That's another one.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
There's sand. Maybe. Is there any?
And, yeah,
is there any
there's
sand in the Last
sand in
Jedi?
one of the a couple Indiana
Oh, there's a beach.
Jones.
There's a beach on Canto
Yeah,
Bight, so there
and
is
just
sand.
like Indiana Jones, it ripped out my heart.
There is. Like, you see Snoke has like eyebrows, but he's got eyebrows. Someone has eyebrows in Indiana Jones. I can't think of the character, but they do.
At least it doesn't have a unibrow like Quentin.
Hey, he's combing that thing. He's grooming it out. He's getting it out.
Big
He's
subversion
grooming his unibrow.
was Snoke. I genuinely loved when Kylo followed through with ending him. That was a great twist.
Oh yeah, it was a great twist that the Sith apprentice kills the Sith Lord.
Yeah, nobody ever saw that coming. Again, he's just ignoring the actual argument, and I say actual very, very intentionally there. It's like it's not that Snoke died; it's that we know shit all about Snoke.
He says this as though the movies, the entire point of the Darth Bane books, or The Force Unleashed. I think KOTOR might have mentioned it. The whole point is that the Sith kill each other all the time. How is that subverting expectations in any way?
Isn't that in the prequels? Yoda's like always two, a master and apprentice.
Well, yeah, but I don't think that talks about like how they kill each other.
I suppose, yeah.
I know that in the Darth Bane books and in
you got a little
Force
bit
Unleashed
with how Palpatine wants him to kill Dooku.
Dooku.
You know, Anakin.
That's true. And Dooku also was like, we can destroy.
Yeah, yeah, and technically Vader does it in the OT. Like we could destroy the Emperor and rule the galaxy.
Yeah. How is Kylo killing Snoke even a twist? Like it's just an unexpected occurrence. But a twist is something that like recontextualizes the previous occurrences in the film, right?
Yeah, like the issue here is was a surprise.
The point is like, oh, that like
I think he thinks
as they seemed.
I think he thinks the scene is telling us that he's going to kill Rey, but again, I have to agree with Mike from Red Letter Media. He said that when he was watching this scene, he thought it was implying that Kylo was going to kill Snoke, and the twist would be that he kills Rey. And I was like relatively on board with that too, because I was like, oh, he's going to kill Snoke? He's going to kill Snoke? He's like, oh, he killed Snoke. Right.
Oh, no. ER's Legend of Korra Part 4 got taken down.
Oh, that's 2 down already, and it's not even been a day.
It's not even been like 2 hours. Well, it might have been 2 hours, but...
Did he do it, or was it someone else who did it?
I doubt he'd have done it. Those videos have been up for years.
Yeah, the other one was up for years.
I remember the Legend of Korra Part 4, it got re-uploaded before, but then he managed to get it back on YouTube. Has it been... Like, where'd you get this info from? Just curious.
I just saw it in the chat, and... Hold on, I'm looking it up. Yeah, it's down. It's down. Oh, no, wait.
Which part? Part 2 is up?
No, wait. Part 4. Looks like it might have been the re-upload that is still up.
Part 3 is up.
Legend of Korra. I can still see Part 4.
They're all up. Yeah, they're all up. 1 through 4 are up.
Chat lied then.
Well, because what happened, unless they're talking about what he called, the one about...
Renegings.
I forget what his name is. Yeah, whatever, the one that isn't about Korra, but is still called Legend of Korra.
It's still technically Korra. It's like the 2nd season.
I think that's one that he had to re-upload, is it? Because I can only see Part 3 of that one.
It looks like the re-upload is still up.
On VidMe. Is it?
Yeah, because the description says, good news, Viacom. It's a great bag of dicks.
But, again, like, sorry, just to make clarity, he had Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, Part 4. Part 4 got knocked down for copyright, and he re-uploaded it on VidMe. And then he got it through copyright, and Part 4 ended up on YouTube as well, but now I can't see it on YouTube.
I can see it. I just went through them all.
Part 4 of his, the Reniggings one.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, I just saw that.
I don't know about that.
You sure? Because part 4 that's up right now is 1 minute long, and it directs you to the re-upload.
Really? Hold on. Because I just looked up... let me find it again. There's a playlist. And yeah, it says 42 minutes, 12 seconds.
Oh, okay. Well, if that video is still up, then yeah, it's fine. I can't see it on his channel, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it was on a different...
I mean, this playlist isn't by ER, it's by somebody else.
I was going to say, if it's look, either way, he'll tweet about it if it's actually happened, so we'll get info on that. I'll leave his... I've got a second monitor, I'll just leave his Twitter up so I can see if he tweets out about it while we're doing this. To make sure...
Yeah, when I clicked on it, it started playing, so... I don't know.
Was it, well, it doesn't matter. Like I said, we'll find out the truth, but I'm concerned that if he gets the triple strike, then his channel goes, and then he's got 1.
Oh man, just leave ER alone, guys. I mean, really? He can't make jokes? Is that what we're at? We're gonna destroy people's channels because they made a joke you don't like?
Some jokes
We've
aren't
been at
allowed.
that for years.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, I mean, I know it's been going on for years. It pisses me off.
Yeah,
It seems like it's gotten way worse recently, though.
it does. It kind of does.
It's like the normal people seem more and more against it, but it's the people
It's
who
like-
pull the strings that just seem more and more for it. The division is getting way more obvious. Like,
You know,
there's
I
the rumblings of
always-
discontent.
I always considered myself to the left of politics, but like it seems like every year it's like I'm just being shoved far right from the
because-
way that people are acting, and
It's like the lines being moved, isn't it? Where let's say the furthest left and the furthest right, the line keeps getting pushed further to the right, as if no, to the left. Sorry, so anything further left of X is right.
Window.
But
Yeah, it's like okay, it's like it's like okay, if you support Stalin and think he's a great guy, you're left. If you don't, then
You're
you're
right.
alt right.
yeah, not
There you
even
go.
right, all right. But anyway, as weird as a segue that is, back on with Star Wars.
Huge part of Star Wars. The other big subversion was Snoke. I genuinely loved when Kylo followed through with ending him. That was a great twist, and I'm
Oh,
really
yeah, it was a
thankful he's
great
out of the
plot
way.
twist.
Although there are still
Not much of a twist.
ways to use him, and if JJ is clever enough, he could still make him important. But he needs to sort out Kylo first.
Dead. He's fucking dead.
Swap Kylo with TLJ. You just sort out TLJ first, okay? Once he does that, we'll be fine.
But without Kylo claiming his throne, I'd already seen this dynamic play out. I want something different. And I'm sorry, just because we live in the age of internet theorizing doesn't make the fact that characters' backstories aren't explored the filmmaker's problem.
Who else's problem would it be?
When Jedi ended and the Emperor was dead, how much did you know about him?
The Emperor and Snoke are different characters.
Did it really matter, or was he just a foil?
He was the leader of the Empire. Snoke is the leader of the First Order that rose from the ashes of the Empire. We need to know how that was possible and where he came from. How many times do we have to explain this? Not the same thing.
I'm not saying this film doesn't have problems without perfect solutions.
You're
It's hard to explain why we've never seen anyone hyperspace ram another ship before, even if there has to be a first time for everything. Though, like off
If
the top
you're-
of my head,
That's ridiculous to think that no one in the thousands and thousands of
He had to
years.
slip that in, didn't he? He knows full well that's a terrible argument.
You know full fucking well that there is no fucking way that this loon was the first person to ever think. "What if
Like,
I
can you
rammed into
guys name a
ship going
tool
hyperspeed?"
that someone has not definitively used as a weapon?
A straw?
No,
Someone's
no, no,
probably-
because people use straw man. Let's see. You've got.
A plushie.
No, you could
Let me
weaponize
change my
Beanie
question
Babies
to
suck the money out of the working class.
a tool that cannot be used as a weapon, maybe. This'll feed into a point, but
Maybe.
can that be answered?
I mean,
Um,
it's like the point is that people will try to militarize everything and find out how
Someone
they
said
can
bomb.
gain a strategic advantage. Bomb.
Bomb is a tool that's never been used as a weapon.
Bomb. What about bullets?
we haven't
Um,
used Jared as a weapon yet.
The only thing I'm going to say is that you seriously underestimate humanity when you question whether or not they would have tried to weaponize something like hyperspace.
Oh, what do you
within-
mean? It ain't just humanity.
What is it?
Well,
Every
Star
other
Wars
species
isn't
in the
about
galaxy.
humanity. This is about some alien species that just appears human-ish.
Oh no, it's not just humanity. It's every other species
Oh, right,
in the
yeah.
galaxy.
The idea that they go, well, the main difference in Star Wars between Earth humanity and stuff like that is that most species, most life doesn't like to weaponize things. That's the major difference. Like, oh. Also Pyrex. Also Hyrex.
Hello. What's up? What's going on in here? What are you guys doing?
Yeah, the major
Star Wars
difference.
Galaxy humans haven't yet developed tools. They just sort of found a few things lying around, and they just sort of fly around.
Again, with the
Ignore the fact that it's called
Rats
Star
count
Wars.
as a tool?
possible-
A big tool.
like exposition dump we could get in the next episode. They just go, man, I can't believe Holdo did that. Has no one ever tried that before? And then someone goes, no one has ever tried that before. Wow. That's amazing that no one's ever tried that before. Yeah, no one's tried that before. And they look at the
Yeah,
camera.
no one would have ever imagined.
The Force must have been suppressing their will to try that until the right time.
So you're saying it's canon that no one's tried that before? Like, we're being too overt with this.
They could develop some kind of shield that's based off a hyperspace engine that creates a wormhole that will just make a lightspeed ship pass right by you. Lightspeed weapons aren't the end-all.
What?
Did you just suggest that to counter lightspeed kamikazes in future, we can now develop shields that create a lightspace wormhole that prevent people from being able to kamikaze into you?
How about we just never do this again?
Do you know what?
That was supposed to address how nobody had done it before, though.
I think that was he used that as just like a side argument.
Go back just a little bit, like, because he said, just off the top of my head, like, just go back
And I'm
maybe
sorry,
3.
just because we live in the age of internet theorizing
subtitles
doesn't
worth.
make the fact that characters' backstories aren't explored the filmmaker's problem. When Jedi ended and the Emperor was dead, how much did you know about him? Did it really matter, or was he just a foil? I'm not saying this film doesn't have problems without perfect solutions. It's hard to explain why we've never seen anyone hyperspace ram another ship before, even if there has to be a first time for everything.
It's pretty fucking hard to explain that, yeah.
Like, off
See,
the top of my head,
off the top of my head, they could develop
Why?
some kind of shield as an explanation for why nobody's done it before.
Yeah, he's put though, which implies it's a continuation of the previous thing he just said, which is the other. I'm not sure he meant for that to happen, but yeah, with the way he just delivered that.
Yeah, and you
Well,
can't
that's
pull
with
the
the
off the
clear-
top of my head thing after saying you wrote this over a year.
Shut up, Rags. They could develop a shield that makes it so that when you hyperspace through, they get warped through you, and as some people have already mentioned in chat,
Spat out the other side.
it's like creating bullets that go through 7 million inches of steel. And then,
I'm honestly not seeing how else you're interpreting it, though, than what I said, because, like, it's hard to explain how nobody's ever come up with the idea to do this before, though off the top of my head, they could develop some kind of shield.
well, if we go
To
back,
prevent this thing that hasn't been done before, that no one's ever thought of.
it's
Yeah, it's like if they are coming up with a defense for it, they are obviously thinking of it being used as a weapon.
in terms of structure, I think he's got point and then addition and then counter to point. So it's hard to explain why we've never seen this before. I suppose around another ship before. Point. Even if there has to be a first time for everything, that's a bonus to the point. And then though he's applying it to the original point, not the bonus. Even if I think
Right,
that's
and the
what he's
original
doing.
point was that we've never seen anyone do it before. So we've never seen anyone do it before, and
no,
in
sorry,
the
you're right,
future,
you're
they
right.
could create a shield. That makes no
You're
fucking
right.
sense. That
Yeah,
addresses a
he-
future issue, not a past issue.
You're right. He
It's
shouldn't have begun it with though. It should have just been its own statement.
got me, logic.
Fucking
So
weirdo with his better than English than I. See, I'm still good.
So he didn't say anything about it, but I just looked at ER's Twitter, and this Hassan guy who like wrote that article,
Hassan Piker, yeah.
yeah, he's a Steven Universe fan, and the
Oh.
video that was taken down was a Steven Universe video
Of course.
Really?
thing. I'm pretty sure.
Wait,
So,
Maybe
for
wrong.
those of you who don't know, Hassan Piker's with the Young Turks. He is Cenk Uyghur's nephew, I believe. Devin Tracy refers to him as Brown Fabio.
I don't even
And he is
understand
a-
the reference.
And if it wasn't an Steven Universe video, he has made numerous Steven Universe videos in the past, which is just kind of funny knowing that the person who took him down is a Steven Universe fan. But yeah, I just felt like sharing that little tidbit.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sentence structure is poor on this, but let's give him the most benefit of the doubt possible, and assume that he's arguing that they can create a counter to the problem in the future films, fixing space battles once again. It would be the same.
fix the problem of
you
why
shoot.
nobody came up with it before.
Well, you have like a person, you shoot them, they die. Then you have a cyborg, you shoot them, and it's bulletproof. And you're like, oh god, this changed the stakes. And then next episode, you have a gun that shoots and kills cyborgs, and you're like, oh, nice. And then you have Cyborg 2.0 that's immune to that gun. You're like, oh my god, this is just fucking stupid. And the solution, it's like, yeah, you don't create stakes that way. It's like anime, or bad anime, I should say. They just outclass each other's mechs all the time or something.
Though,
Yeah,
like,
level
off
up
the
to
top
level
of my
8.
head, they could develop
I have a better gun now. I have better armor now. Well, I have even better armor than gun now. I have a gun better, but armor.
Oh yeah, well I have better armor times infinity times 2.
And I have that.
Yeah, but mine's +8.
Shit.
Shield that's based off a hyperspace engine that creates a wormhole that will just make a lightspeed ship pass right by.
I can't believe he honestly suggests that.
Are you retarded?
You know, I've seen this clip so many times over the course of this video now that I just can't help but ask, why are these TIE fighters flying right in front of the shield that the ships are all shooting at?
Look how close those explosions are.
Like, it never occurred to me before, but he's played this clip so many damn times that it's just like, wait a minute, is this another problem?
It's great. Every time we watch a TLJ video, we're finding new things that are wrong with it.
Yeah, I just tweeted about it. Part 4 is down.
Shit.
Said, got a claim a bit ago the block extends further than Canada, though they haven't made me aware due to a copy. So it's a copyright claim that it's down.
Okay.
That's kind of convenient.
That's good news in a weird way.
Like, well, it's really odd. That must be connected, right? It's weirdly coincidental is what I meant.
Very curious. Very curious, the timing.
Whatever.
Lightspeed weapons aren't the end-all. Someone could also very easily explain that the stars align just right.
The stars align just right.
The distances were just perfect.
Oh, come on. My brain can't take this shit. It's a 1 in a million target? Really?
Then why would she have tried it if it's a 1 in a million?
Because she's
like that
desperate.
that was the big plan, right?
All you had to do, and this, I'm genuinely suggesting this, she full thrusts into the ship and they start shooting it to shit, shredding it, but they don't destroy it before it can crash into the supremacy.
Just the sheer mass,
you
know, thunks into the ship, and then the next time we see the ship, we can see the damaged section.
Well, you know, now that since she's turning around, she can just flip those shields from the engines to the front of the ship so that she can last a little longer, get in there.
And so not only does this all make sense, but you wouldn't crack into the lore like with this shit. You wouldn't have to invent it. But see, like, being completely honest with you, cinema wins. Look at what you're arguing right now. You're like, guys, it's not so bad. It could have just been one of those 1 in a million shots that you can't repeat, that she really just did because the stars aligned.
Wasn't this was like the end point of the big brilliant plan to save everyone and get them to this planet, was a 1 in a million shot that could never be repeated.
She's not even a Jedi. Like, the idea that you could get the Force as a bonus.
Yeah. Maybe she is. You don't know.
It's true. But yeah,
everyone's a fucking Jedi now, apparently.
I don't even know I'm not even sure this argument is really. It's like, you can only do it if everything is in place. It's like, if what's in place. It's like, I don't know, everything.
You know, all the stuff that needs to happen for this thing.
And someone just highlighted, if it was a 1 in a million chance, why would Hux act so terrified when she turns the ship?
There's no way they'll be able to crash.
Yeah,
into
he would be like,
it's
it's 1 in a million shot.
Yeah, really, that has the same chance as a lottery ticket. Who cares?
And then it just crashes right into them. They're like, for fuck's sake.
They're like, well, shit. That's
a million target that probably can't be repeated with any consistency. I know I'm fixing a genuine problem. My point is just that it doesn't have to break Star Wars.
What do you mean it doesn't have to?
It will, because in the next movie, what will people ask if there's ever another space battle ever for Star Wars?
I love how he's like, doesn't have to break it. It's like, your suggestions for fixes are breaking Star Wars even more. It's broken now. And it's not like it was never broken to begin with. The prequels break things. The OT... I'm trying to think if the OT breaks anything. Could you call anything that happens in the OT a break? Or a stretch?
I think some of the stuff from the first part of Return of the Jedi, like in the... doesn't really make sense. It doesn't really break any lore, I don't think. It's more just like a stretch as to why the fuck it even happened that way.
The possibility of successfully navigating an asteroid field is approximately 3,720 to 1. Never tell me the odds.
That's true.
Yeah, but that's fine. Because Han's a great pilot, and the ship does take a bunch of hits.
I'm sure he got, well, I don't know. I mean, maybe he got more piloting in between his a Star Wars solo story.
I would hope so.
And, you know, episode 4.
Do you think they're going to do the Death Star thing again with episode 9?
I hope so. It'll be so funny.
We need an even bigger super weapon.
It
Also-
could be the Death Galaxy.
It will be called the Balderdash.
And there's no point in comparing to actual situations where the odds are against them in other parts of the films, because this is something he's invented. He's just said the odds were against Holdo, but he's got no tangible numbers for this. It's like, why are the odds against them in an asteroid field? It's like, because they have to avoid the asteroids. That's pretty straightforward.
Like, why 1 in a million?
Yeah, but to be
That's
like,
pretty-
why is
that's-
Holdo against the odds? Like, I don't know, she just is, apparently.
Yeah, because, you know, there's rules about
Look at this guy's
thing,
face.
I guess.
He does not think this is a 1 in a million chance.
Someone just needs to break it in the other direction. I'll admit.
Break it in the other... I'm picturing a guy breaks his arm and someone goes, I'll fix it, and breaks it. Like,
Ow.
is you okay? Is that
This hurts my face.
It's like
Hit
that
the
part in the third Harry Potter where the guy's like, "Don't worry." It up like 11 times.
Oh right, yeah, the
consecutively.
noodle arm.
Yeah.
Speed chase.
Yeah.
I can't remember
They
his
had to
name.
use-
He's
Lupin.
Ah.
Is it Lupin or was it
no,
someone else?
Lupin was I know the guy's name.
Or no, did this happen to the second movie?
I'm waiting
I
for it
don't
in the
know.
chat. Come on, chat. Make me the
I haven't
smart guy.
watched. I haven't watched the movies in like 2 years.
Please don't type it.
Come on, chat. Come on.
I swear.
Great-
No,
Yes,
wait. It was
that's the name.
the second movie. Yeah, it was in the second movie because it was the dude that they made lose his memories when they pushed him down the
Yeah.
hole.
All right,
Gilderoy Lockhart.
that's it.
That's it.
Gilderoy Lockhart.
Someone said Dumbledore.
Dumbledore.
It was Kenneth Branagh, yeah, who directed Thor, by the way. I think
Oh.
he's the one who convinced Anthony Hopkins to not go into retirement, which is awesome.
Someone said no. His name is actually Lee.
The only thing I know that guy from is Hamlet, which is kind of fucking nerdy on my part.
Yeah, nerd. It's okay.
Hey man, the
Yeah,
Lion
well,
King is basically just Hamlet with animals.
That's like your opinion, man. Oh my god, are you kidding me? That guy's drawn another picture. I'm assuming it's the same guy. I don't know. I'd have to check. But
cannot wait to be king.
Look at
No
this.
way.
Oh my god.
That's even more horrifying than what
What
was.
What a
actually,
terrible, horrible thing.
that creature.
Oh god.
Fuck.
Just
Shit.
hello there.
Just fucking haunt my dreams, will you?
Oh
And
my
he's like,
god.
He's like extremely friendly, but he just speaks really slowly and breathily.
Yeah, look, it's even got those haunted, soulless eyes I was talking about. He nailed
You know
it
what I want?
perfectly.
In the bubble, you can like make out a vague face that's screaming or something. It's like several captured souls inside the bubble.
Like from Fellowship of the Ring, when you first see the Uruk-hai in the mud,
Yeah.
you just see this like face writhing around in it.
Hello there.
Oh my
Let me
god.
touch you with my salad fingers.
Okay, can we just like promote this guy to like
Insta
fan.
meme.
Bowen Dragon. Bowen Dragon.
You win. You've made too many
Dragon.
incredible drawings
I'm gonna
tonight.
need like EFAP memes as a channel on my Discord at this point.
Meme Fab. You should have a channel like
Meme
Argon's
Fab.
channel. They have a ritualist art thing.
Okay,
So
I'm
you-
making note of that. Meme fap, that's a good idea. I'm gonna say that was my idea, Rags. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I'm gonna steal it from you, and future ideas from you as well. I'm just gonna steal everything from you. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah, that's fine. That's great.
All right. Oh, my cursor's not. Oh, there we go. Oh no. I think my watch together's breaking.
Again?
You guys can still hear me, right?
Aw.
Yeah. Well, it seems to happen whenever my chat's frozen as well. It must be because I don't know, looked at the meme. It does. You can't do that.
That creature is infesting your computer. It's currently like breathing its sack into your hard drive.
Yeah, because it's funny because the chat on my stream is connected directly, like from OBS to the actual source, so that's still going. But my chat isn't. I can't even get my dashboard back up. That's lame. Well, we can talk for a bit until my computer catches up because something's wrong.
Someone said every pause a meme.
I mean,
Pam.
it's probably just gonna be the name of a channel. That's why I was thinking meme fap.
Ah.
But every pause a meme, every meme a frame, every frame a meme.
Every meme a fap.
That's disgusting.
You can't just go around emaffing everywhere you go.
Oh man. Oh. Alright, that's... Something's working. Oh god, I hate it when you get to the point where you just have to talk to people. You know, like you guys.
Ugh,
Disgusting.
We don't have to. We can quit.
That's true. So I'm, yeah, it still hasn't loaded back up. That's a bit concerning.
Wartime Cumberdale.
Uh-oh.
Are you not familiar with the choice of rusty spoons?
No.
Nice and, nice and creepy.
Stop it. Now I'm gonna apply that voice to that horrifying little monster. Rags, why'd you have to even point it out? Why'd you have to find it?
You know what? I'll just read some super chats and hope if I reach the end of them that the fucking everything kicks back in. As soon as my chat starts working, I know that it'll be fixed. So person A. So objectively, A plus B equals B plus A. You can't argue with that. Yeah, person B. That's just an argument with ignorance fallacy. Person A. Oh no. I mean, yeah, that's how it feels sometimes. Hope ER didn't just get Pew's channel nuked again. Well, we'll have to see how this unfolds. Honestly, it's going to be interesting because PewDiePie's possibly going to address it. Who knows? He does seem to address a lot of things that happen, so. Great things, TLJ, nothing. It's not a mess. You can polish a turd. The visuals, it's still a turd. I agree. If you have to turn your brain off to enjoy this film, did TLJ fans just forget to turn their brains back on when defending it? Because it seems that way. I don't think I've ever heard a TLJ defender say you can only enjoy this film if you turn your brain off, though. I don't think they'd admit that, because that would be pretty awkward, wouldn't it? Cinema Wins replied to me on his video, but when I pointed out he was misconstruing arguments, he didn't reply. KOTOR 2 is great, by the way. Play it if you haven't. I'm gonna get to it one day, I swear. Disney steals
KOTOR?
Yes, KOTOR. Bastard. Disney steals most of the new lore additions from Legends and then puts all the best stuff in the cartoons. The movies just don't have the heart in them anymore. I agree. Rey goes into the dark side head first, literally, and nothing happens, but my friends love this movie. One said, don't expect a Star Wars movie. That sounds like the Quinton logic. It's like, it's only a sequel if you interpret it that way. It's only the dark side. It's only a Star Wars movie if you interpret it that way. The only Lee I trust is Lee Bo, Rendar Feels. Is that a reference you guys know or no?
I have no idea.
Rendar Feels?
You know what, guys? I think I'm gonna jump off here and actually be a parent for like an hour or two before I go to bed.
This is better than your children.
What do you have to say to that, Logic?
Why is this all playing again?
I don't know. I paused it.
Yeah, hopefully you paused it.
It's terrible.
Yeah, whatever.
This leaves a little to be desired.
Yeah, I'm gonna
feel like
out.
Well,
but it's been fun for the last
Mr. Logic here, but it's in the description of the video. I can't post anything on my fucking chat right now because it's like dead. So
yeah,
if you want to post,
be into it.
They could always give it a shot.
But like, yeah, I don't know. I'm just like a debunker.
I
do like, I don't know, religion just basically mostly. I'm like a fedora tipping atheist with an extremely tall fedora.
It's true.
Otherwise known as a top hat.
He's got a wonderful sense of humor.
Black mask.
Always willing to have a chat, you know? He's not like a hater. He's not one of those guys. So don't worry about that.
Yeah, yeah, no, I'm totally a hater that just goes around and hurls insults at the religious and people who like The Last Jedi. That's what I am.
Specific targets for some reason. It's like, why?
Yeah, those are my only two people that I have any problems with in terms of their beliefs. Yep,
that's it. But yeah, I mean,
whatever.
It's been a lot of fun. I hope you've had fun as well. We'll have you on some other time. Maybe next time change up the topic to something that you have a lot more investment in. I don't know.
Yeah, well, you know, I have some investment, but like I don't have 8 hours of things to say, so I've been kind of quiet.
Bullshit. Why are you holding out on us?
Yeah.
Do you even wear
half the time, you know, like, you know, my office is out here in the living room now. And so like I'll have people coming to talk to me and then I mute out for a while and this is the problem with having a family.
Yeah, that is a fucking
problem. I would recommend it against that, dude.
Tell them to piss off. Leave you alone.
If I've learned anything from Star Wars, family is about pain, failure, and betrayal. So
Yeah, all the families end up dying, so...
Yeah, The Last Jedi taught me this, okay? Very good film. You misunderstand its themes.
The themes, yeah. All the themes.
All the Skywalkers are dead.
It's like...
Alright, well, anyway, have fun with
It
however much
feels
longer
bad.
for the next, you have 8 minutes left, so, that's about 3 hours left of this hangout, so... that should be fun.
Totally.
What are you... Have you got anything new coming up that you could maybe be like... sell? I don't know. There you go, I can get...
There you go, there's a bunch of links, 3 in a row, for some reason.
It makes it so you can see it easier.
In the future, we'll have to introduce you to the wonders of Jared Genesis. You'll
Oh,
love
that sounds
him.
fun.
You'll love him.
That sounds like a good time.
Be a great time. We've never not laughed till, you know, having heart attacks while watching a Jared video.
Jared is a very special person, and you should definitely have him on your podcast some point, Wolf. You have to.
Oh, I will.
Yeah, you should talk about God with him.
Oh yeah, he's a God believer.
Oh.
He's
Oh,
individual.
okay, so we can talk about both at once.
He's one of the God believer people.
We can talk about the Jesus themes in The Last Jedi. That should be a good time.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, well, see ya.
Been fun,
See ya,
dude.
toodles.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Bye.
The Jared is
What a nerd. It's like, oh, look at me. I'm a guy with a top hat. It's so stupid. Anyway, my actual thingy is working again, which is nice.
Hard to explain.
We're at 3404.
Yeah, that'll work just fine. All right, but yeah, check out his channel if you want. He does religious debunking videos. I think he wants to consider branching out to media at some point. He's actually said he wouldn't mind making a second channel potentially from it, which would be cool. Because I think Logic has a lot of interesting perspectives. He's one of the earlier channels I ever saw on YouTube, funnily enough, which was neat. Or at least, I think he was one of the earlier ones when I was looking into like more debate stuff. I don't know about you guys, but just interesting because he's just so like classic YouTube in a way. Before the dark times.
Before
the apocalypse.
Before the millennium.
Before the PewDiePie.
Why we've never seen anyone hyperspace ram another ship before, even if there has to be a first.
All right, is it supposed to be playing?
Yeah, God.
I'm
Listen to
just
that
making sure.
counter-argument.
I
So,
want to make sure
like,
that
off the top of
you are here for this.
In my head, they could develop some kind of shield that's based off a hyperspace
See, I
engine.
can't get over those TIE fighters flying right in
Not only that, dude, they're flying so
wormhole
close
that-
to the shield itself.
Yeah,
It's like, you might
what
wanna
if they
watch
like
that.
accidentally like nicked it?
That will just make a lightspeed ship pass right by you. Lightspeed weapons aren't the end all.
Yeah, they are.
Someone could also very easily explain that the stars aligned just right, the distances were just perfect, and she really just hit a 1 in a million target that probably can't be repeated with any consistency. I know I'm fixing a genuine problem. My point is just that it doesn't have to break Star Wars. Someone just needs to break it in the other direction.
Not how that works.
I'll admit that the slow speed chase leaves a little to be desired, and I feel like there were solutions the First Order just ignored, like send a destroyer ahead at lightspeed and then have
Movie
them come
over.
back from the...
We gave this argument to I Hate Everything, and he was like, yeah, but it doesn't destroy the film. It's like, it precisely destroys the film.
All right, it doesn't destroy the film before this point.
Hmm.
But
Well,
after
the
this,
film does a great job of destroying it in every single scene.
Think about this from, instead of putting it in space, let's put it on a street, a very wide and mile-long street. You're like, we can zap forward with to find this one car. That's all we're trying to do. We have 12 cars, it's like, and they all have the ability to zap forward at any speed or direction. Let's all zap in the exact same position 10 meters behind the car we're after. Like,
Yeah, you know how
what?
cops today, they'll like put down spikes on the road in front of a like speeding car to stop them?
no, it's globalist propaganda.
Oh, gotcha.
Anti-individualism.
the other side. But who knows, maybe it was just easier to wait them out. Why enter into a battle when you can just blow up a dead-in-the-water ship?
Wait,
the
what?
intricacies of space travel...
Sorry, we need to hear that one again. I missed that.
Yeah, I think we need to
I
hear that
feel
one
like
again.
there were solutions the First Order just ignored, like send a destroyer ahead at lightspeed and then have them come back from the
Or
other
just speed
side.
the
But
fuck
who knows,
up.
maybe it was just easier to wait them out.
Easier to wait them out.
What?
Certainly
Then
not faster.
to destroy all of the rebellion by saying, "Hey, ship 17, go ahead and go in front of them and cut them off.
And considering how it ended, it certainly wasn't easier for the First Order. They kind of lost
It's like,
a
even
lot.
at the time, I was like, what are you doing? Oh, we're just following them at the exact same speed that we're moving, and we're just plinking away at them until they eventually run out of fuel. I was like,
what if they just sent like one of the smaller Star Destroyers to hyperspeed right through it?
No, they all of those ships move at the exact same speed.
That makes complete
But they
sense.
could use hyperspeed.
No, because
No.
Just
Do you know?
because hyperfuel is very expensive.
What? No.
It's
Shut
the
up.
MacGuffin now.
It makes sense. You just don't like it. That's all it is.
You just want to live in sin.
Yeah. Wolf. Wolof.
Gay
Waffle.
man.
Article
if
come
y-
out soon. Rags attacks gay gamer for opinions on Star Wars. Channel's gonna go straight down the toilet, Rags.
As if Rags has any issue with gays.
The
I do
gays,
have
you
an
have to
issue
refer to
with
them
the
as. That's how they
gays.
like to be called now. It's the gays.
The gays.
The
trademark.
gays.
The
Why enter into a
straights
battle when you
again.
can just blow up a dead in the water ship? The
It wouldn't
intricacies
be
of
a battle.
space
How would it
travel.
be a battle? You just
How would it be a
fucking
battle?
wreck them.
You just zoom in front of them with one ship, and you blow it up
I like
because they can't have their shields on both sides.
so that this follow-up argument. Come on, guys. The sci-fi shit has always been wonky. It's like, so why are you spending so long defending them in so many of these sections if this is your argument? Pick one. You can't have both.
And artificial gravity and every sci-fi part of this film have always been wonky. That's why it's fantasy, not sci-fi.
Fuck you. No, it is science
God damn it.
fiction. Just because they
Implying-
don't offer an explanation as to why or how it's done doesn't mean it's not science fiction.
Why is it that people like to change the genre whenever it benefits their argument?
Whenever it benefits them, yeah. And it's also a kid's film whenever it benefits them.
Yeah, it's for kids.
I was
Oh, but it's very
watching-
serious. It has very.
I mean,
deep
they
literary
do the
themes.
same thing with Black Panther. They're like, you don't like fantasy. It's like, it's not even really fantasy. It's like horrible
As if
sci-fi.
fantasy doesn't have rules, though. As if fantasy doesn't have
Yeah,
consistency.
Lord of the Rings has rules. That's fantasy.
Nah, Lord of the Rings never had good writing. Boo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
My
it's
bad.
one of the commentary tracks. Rich Evans says, well, they do the Red Letter Media. He says something like, it only ever becomes a children's film when things don't make sense. Up to that point, it's not a kids' film. It's fine. It's it's for everyone. It's like the second things don't make sense. This is meant for kids.
That's super serious. It is both simultaneously a children's film that doesn't have to make any sense whatsoever, and at the same time, it is also a very deep and meaningful film that's full of themes and literary, sections that are put together in an intricate way to tell an involved and depthful story.
Yeah, I'm sure kids will understand the complexity of Luke discovering within himself a lack of confidence in his own religion. Like, what does that even mean to them?
It means meat's back on the menu, boys. How strange that the orcs have a word for
So
menu.
it really doesn't bother me.
We didn't ask if it bothers you.
It doesn't bother me.
It's just a
It
framing
doesn't bother me
device.
that the orcs
Just
have a word for
framing
menu.
device.
Hey, come on. There's the Isengard buffet. They have menus for that.
It's like that he's writing it off as if when the writer has to come up with a framing device or a vehicle
I feel
for...
like we have two conversations happening right now.
Oh, maybe we do.
We're talking.
Me and Rags are still talking.
deals.
We're talking about the orcs having a word for menu,
Oh.
and you're talking about Star Wars.
I mean, they're the same thing, really. Like,
Yeah, they're both fantasy, right?
yeah, they're both fantasy. They don't have rules.
But yeah, I mean, but a buffet would still have like a drink menu.
Well, that would just be
Zach?
human meat squeezed into a juice.
Human meat juice.
Would you like human kebab
And they have
or
the
human
meat
burger?
juice, and they clank the glass and say, "Looks like meat juice is back on the menu." It makes complete
To be
sense.
fair, squeezing out human meat juice is my idea of a good Saturday night, but we don't get too far into that.
That is wonderful.
Get it? Because I'm a butcher. And
I
I'm a
mean,
serial killer.
That's like your opinion, though. Like, I'm sorry, but the truth is the truth, Rags. So anyway, Star Wars.
So yeah, sucking dick.
He said it's just a framing device. So whether or not the thingy makes sense, it's like, man, whatever.
And I think Hux is just arrogant enough to wait out the resistance anyway. What did he have to...
Arrogant
Anything
enough to
happen-
wait out the resistance.
If he was arrogant, he would destroy them as quickly and swiftly as possible, and he'd laugh while he did it. And besides, the thing is, what could happen? Anything could happen. Who knows what unexpected thing could happen and does end up happening? If you have the enemy in your palm of your hand, you destroy them, you crush them. You don't give them chance to have some miracle occur.
Lose, really. They also could have made Holdo's reason for keeping the plan from Poe more apparent, and this could just have maybe been handled differently. Outside of a slow-speed chase, I will say that the obsession with fuel being the catalyst for the story is weird. As if problems with ships have never come up before? I mean, it's a running gag that Han couldn't engage the hyperdrive when he needed to. R2 was always fixing shields. The Phantom Menace only ends up on Tatooine because of some part they needed. Fuel is just another component.
Oh, so he's saying, like, why are you complaining about fuel when we've always had ship things that go wrong? I suppose the problem for us is it seems arbitrary. Like, the film was like, yeah, we're running out of fuel now. It's like, what?
We're out of fuel now.
It's like, since when? And it's like, we just are.
And it isn't like you refuel. It's like, oh, we're running out of fuel. We're almost doomed. Not, we can get a new part. We can fix it.
It's mentioned in the main series. I'm really trying not to be dismissive here, but some of these
trying not to be dismissive.
Complaints make it hard. The real point I want to convey is that if you want to start picking apart Star Wars and you want to not be hypocritical about it, you need to go back to the beginning.
I don't know how much you can say about being not hypocritical there, Mr. Cinema Wins.
Also, when we're talking about The Last Jedi, and you want to say, oh, but we're really talking about Star Wars as a whole, it's like, no.
Picking and
no,
choosing.
we're not. We're not doing that. We're talking about The Last Jedi.
Seems like he has a lot of selection of things that are most convenient at the time for explaining how this film works as well.
You see, the thing is, you can't, even if let's say we go with his example, and say in episode 3, da-da-da happens, and if we say it's bad in that doesn't mean it's not bad here. It still could be shit here too. If it doesn't make sense elsewhere, that doesn't make it more sensical here.
Start with fundamentals. Things like, why would the gunner for these bombers need to be anywhere near the actual turret?
Yeah.
He's in a giant glass ball outside of the ship.
Yeah.
In that same vein, they can't remotely control these ships that are about to be destroyed?
Yeah.
Or like, since it's...
Wait, is he presenting... I'm confused. What do you do? Is he leading into saying none of this matters? Is that going to be the conclusion?
I don't know.
Out of fuel, just let it float until it stops?
It's not going to stop. Reason is that it's established Star Wars lore. But no, it's not. No.
The reason is that it's established Star Wars lore. Decisions were made early on to look cool
is that a
over being
B-wing?
practical.
That's an A-wing.
What's the difference?
Oh, no, sorry, that was an A-wing, and I think there might have been a B-wing there too.
Go back. Bring back the tape.
Mom.
Because if I seriously just saw a B-wing...
He's in a giant glass ball
so they
outside of the ship.
In
that same vein, they can't remotely control these ships that are about to be destroyed? Or like, since it's out of fuel, just let it float until it stops? The reason is that it's established Star Wars lore.
Stop the video. Okay. Those are A-wings. Yeah, there's an A-wing in the foreground. There's an X-wing in the back. And those are those fucking retarded bombers.
Oh, I thought this was a B-wing right in the front.
No, B-wings have oddly enough, B-wings have a T shape to them and they fly sideways, and those are bombers.
Oh, that's the B-wing. Okay.
Made early on to look cool over being
sifting through my Star Wars Battlefront knowledge, trying to figure out which of these ships are.
But it's not their looks that is the problem. It's their capability that's the problem, and they use them anyway.
90% of the shots made by the gunner on the bottom of the Falcon make absolutely no sense. What is he?
Percent of the shots made by the gunner on the bottom of the Falcon make absolutely no sense.
What percentage of shots do you think hit their target?
What is he suggesting? I'm confused. What does he mean by it doesn't make sense?
Someone said the arguments are worse than Tommy Wiseau's acting.
I don't know. What is he saying? 90% of the
you can't have bad aim?
I don't know if that's his point. I don't know what his point is with that.
Established Star Wars lore. Decisions were made early on to look cool over being practical.
Yeah, but not being as practical as possible doesn't mean that they are actively impractical.
He's saying the Falcon's guns are in a horrible shot.
90%
they have a
of the
screen, though. It's not just based on their outside aim. Like, from what they see, they got a little screen.
Shots made by the gunner on the bottom of the Falcon make absolutely no sense.
Why though? I'm genuinely interested in it. I'm seeing if it doesn't make sense that 3 TIE fighters would line up as she crested the ridge. I agree with that, but that's this film. If he's actually criticizing this film's Falcon shot accuracy, sure, I'll go along with that.
The AT-ATs are like the dumbest version of tanks ever. They're on wobbly, way too tall legs, super slow, and their heads, where they shoot lasers from, barely move. They're
they do exactly what they need to. They're pretty strong.
Yeah, they definitely have design flaws, but they seem to be effective in the film.
I suppose that's the question, isn't it? Like, if they achieve what they were designed for, then perhaps we should be more lenient with them. But to be like, well, they do that with the bomber, it's like at the cost of all of them, and only because they were lucky.
Thing is, every time we've seen AT-ATs used, they're used for assaulting a stationary position.
He's talking about the perspective of the turrets in the Falcon. When in the turret, they're sideways. When viewed from outside, they're vertical.
So an editing inconsistency?
Yeah, I'm still not quite following on that one.
Vulnerable from every direction that isn't.
Real quick, I hate to do this to you guys, but I actually got exams tomorrow pretty early, so I'm gonna have to head off.
Why? They probably already know you're gay.
What? Well, Regs, you and me have already established this over the past several months, but no, we yeah. Well, it'll be fun because it's my last foray into college ever.
Hooray!
Yeah. More free time.
It would, yeah. Which, well, no, not necessarily. I still got a job, but it'll be nice to not have to do it. But I should probably pass the classes or exams rather. But yeah, so
it's all right.
Hate to do it.
We allow you to leave, Wolf. It's okay.
Okay. You're not going to chain me up or like whip me tonight, Mauler?
The second you leave, I will disparage you.
Okay.
But I wouldn't do that until you're gone. I like you, Wolf. You're a good friend, man. Yeah,
we would never do that
yeah.
to your face.
Well, good.
Yeah, of course. Oh, the chains and the whips are for Rags, after all.
Yeah, I don't need them.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'll see you guys later.
See you later.
Doodles.
See you later, chat, with you and your creepy photoshops and pictures. I love you guys.
Toodles.
Doodles. What a piece of shit. That's all we got. Anyway, me and Rags will be able to kill the 6 minutes that remain with ease, I am sure. Let's do it.
Head on. Yeah. This isn't meant to ruin Star Wars for you. My point is that none of this...
I don't think anything is meant to ruin it. I don't think they make something with the intention of ruining it for you.
The terrible design of the bombers does matter. Like the terrible design of things, like a good example would be the guns on top of the Dreadnought. They're terrible, odd design that's apparently regressive technology-wise. It does matter because one ship can take them all out, which means that the bombers can come in even though the bombers get shredded by fighters anyway, and the surface cannons are... It all spirals together. Things affect one another.
None of this...
The capabilities of individual pieces all come together to make excuses for why they need to have this plot happen.
I can't take him seriously when he's telling us none of this matters, when he's just been going over all the arguments for why it's okay, it does make sense, and it does matter. It's like, come on, man, pick one. And besides, the functionality of weaponry will absolutely affect the stakes. If a lightsaber just stopped working, you don't go, it's fine, none of that crap matters, really.
I mean, how do we destroy the Death Star? Well, these are our capabilities. We have to come up with a plan.
Yeah, it's nice and simple. Like Episode 6, just like it's open because it's not completed yet, but it has a shield. Destroy the shield, you have to destroy the bunker.
Yeah.
Destroy the bunker, you got to get a bomb in there, and you can't because the door is welded shut. So it's just shut in general, and so they trick the Empire into opening it for reinforcements, and then they get in, they destroy that, it destroys the shield. Everyone can get in and shoot the core. Really? Everything is running as expected. You don't suddenly go, one of the guns doesn't work quite right on the X-wing though. That doesn't matter because it's like it doesn't change anything whether or not it did. That's the important point. Okay.
Crap matters. Hate The Last Jedi because of tone and style and whatever else, but stop with the inconceivables. Lightsabers make no sense.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, it doesn't even matter as long as they're consistent.
Exactly. As long as they're consistent,
also,
sensible enough.
Can you see that shot? It looks like a hand is touching the saber light there. I don't know if it's the same frame for you, but...
I noticed in a lot of her grips, she holds it really close, to the end. I've never before. So maybe it's just the blur and the quality of the footage and the speed of her motion. Motion of the ocean.
In addition to defending Kelly Marie Tran, I have nice things to say about Ryan. But first, I can't defend this. You basically tattooed "please at me" on your forehead with that one, Ryan. I've never found much evidence to support it, but there seems to be a general consensus that Ryan and Disney were dismissive of fans who didn't like the film and wrote all complaints off as anti-feminism or anti-inclusion. That's no good if it's true. At the same time, Ryan's human and allowed to have emotional responses when people attack his work, and obviously wants his cast.
Tell us about your comment section.
I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with any of this. I'm just like, fine. Like, Ryan's human. He's allowed to have emotional responses. Like, who said he wasn't?
Yeah, but he is very combative, and he will not accept criticism of his work as valid.
Some friends are being attacked, all bets are off. But everything I read and watched and listened to from Ryan shows me he really is a Star Wars fan who was trying to make the best movie he could to excite the fans.
I don't think he's a Star Wars fan, and his movie sucked.
I feel like he was annoyed with how Star Wars had become entrenched in his own mind as to what it is, and wanted to completely break down all of the things you expect about Star Wars. And
yeah, I see this movie and I'm like, why does he hate Star Wars so much?
Yeah, like I said, it comes across like the person who made it, trying to fuck everything up, like by design. And I'm just like, do I call that person a Star Wars fan? I mean, possibly. Very weird way of showing your fandom, though.
Maybe not please the fans, but he was trying to add to Star Wars rather than just rehash what we've already seen. So, thank you
for what?
Digging himself.
For that, Ryan. And even though he was writer-director, you and I both know that every major decision had to be signed off on.
No, we don't know that.
What is he saying? That Ryan's not responsible then? Is that is that his point?
Yeah, even though he's the only credited writer-director, it's not like it's not all his fault.
That's ridiculous. And it's not like people are saying that there's not additional people who are responsible for the creative decisions. However, he is the guy who wrote the script.
And really, that's my biggest problem now that it's clear there was no plan from the beginning.
It's clear there was a plan from the beginning, and you made this video a couple days ago, so you should know that. Daisy Ridley accidentally, I say accidentally because I'm sure they didn't want this public, but JJ had plans, Ryan ignored them.
To be fair, there was no plan for the original trilogy, and that turned out fine. But JJ and Disney knew they were making a trilogy and had an opportunity to at least outline...
I love that he's already counted his own point there as well. The fact that there's no plan doesn't mean you should have bad films.
Alright, so explain this whole film.
Story beats, and they didn't. Or Ryan threw them out. There's conflicting information on that. Maybe it's too hard to plan this out.
Why would that stop you?
Now he's saying this... I thought he just said that he started with nothing, and now he's saying it's conflicting? I want to go back. Say your information is confusing.
He really is a Star Wars fan who was trying to make the best movie he could to excite the fans. Maybe not please the fans. But he was trying to add to Star Wars rather than just rehash what we've already seen. So, thank you.
So, but if anything, that just shows... And this means that you have to admit he's a failure. Because if his plan is to excite the fans, make them excited for Star Wars, then he has single-handedly done what no one else has done.
I'm sure...
What no prequel movie has done to Star Wars. He has ruined it for an insane amount of people.
I am sure that he would argue as long as he makes one fan excited, then he was successful in some way.
In some way.
In some way.
For that, Ryan. And even though he was writer-director, you and I both know that every major decision had to be signed off on.
We don't.
No.
And really, that's my biggest problem now that it's clear there was no plan from the beginning.
Yeah, it shows.
So yeah, just keep that in note. It was clear there was no plan from the beginning.
To be fair, there was no plan for the original trilogy, and that turned out fine. But JJ and Disney knew they were making a trilogy and had an opportunity to at least outline story beats, and they didn't. Or Ryan threw them out. There's conflicting information.
So he said it's clear there was no plan from the beginning. Well, there's conflicting information on that. Nice.
Okay, thank you.
On that. Maybe it's too hard to plan this out when you know a bunch of YouTubers are going to predict the whole thing.
Why would
Are you fucking kidding me? How
But guys, it's hard to make a movie.
Because YouTubers, the YouTubers is ruining it. Come on.
Jesus,
it's also interesting
Christ.
that everyone kind of glommed on to the Bad Guys Commission.
Let the past die. Kill it if you have to.
Especially when he can't even do it himself.
It doesn't matter. That's not why we latch onto that. We latch onto it because it's like a microcosm for how Ryan feels about Star Wars.
It's awful advice, and by the way, people actually believed it was good advice who liked this film. I've said it before, but unfortunately, Boogie's review of the film, he said it was something he kind of wants to live by. The idea that you kill your past to get over it. It's like, okay. So, like, you know, people who like this film took this message seriously, so don't even start with people like me and Rags or people who didn't like the film going too far with it. I'm assuming his argument is going to be the film condemns this line of thinking, but I wouldn't say so myself.
No, it's because it's
He
such
thinks
a mess.
Killing Daddy and Mommy and Uncle Lukey will do it, but that's not how that works.
I'm sorry, what? He killed Snoke. Does that count? Move on, kill your past to become who you are. He killed Snoke, who's clearly a part of his past, and now he's able to be free.
Yeah, it's sort
of. Film kind of supports that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree with you there, Lee.
And the fact that he's so obsessed with killing the past, a la allowing the skim speeder's approach by letting himself be tricked by his daddy's ship, and then not noticing that Luke is a projection? Look, I give
don't know
Luke
why
a
he
bunch.
would have any particular connection to the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, he said daddy's ship. I assumed it was Rey he was after rather than the ship itself. He does say blow that ship out of the sky, but Rey is in the ship, so... on top of that, it's still, that's a part of how bad Kylo's character is, but that doesn't even, he's saying, like, you see, and it made him lose track of the fact that they were attacking the cannon. It's like, you do remember the cannon was successful, so his choice to do that didn't affect anything.
Of credit.
It's the, it's like thematic versus mechanical. Even though the thematic element is completely fucked, he's just not paying attention to the mechanics of the scene and what actually happens. Instead of just interpretive.
Ship and then not noticing that Luke is a projection? Look, I give Luke a bunch of credit, but Kylo is an attuned Force user that could have sensed what was going on if he could just calm the Force down. But he's more obsessed with the past than anything else. And then let's look at the evidence. Rey keeps the Jedi texts, Luke embraces his own legend, even admits he was wrong about some stuff. Even the OG...
Yeah, that's what I mean. The film is conflicting. It shows us that you should both kill your past and embrace it. It's like, okay.
Alright, thanks.
Master comes back and teaches Luke some stuff about failure.
Some stuff about failure. Yeah, I agree. It is just some stuff, really.
Just some stuff. That's 30 fucking years.
Just some stuff.
Most of all,
There's some stuff. Change your mind.
the greatest teacher failure is. We are what they grow beyond. That is the true burden of
Yeah, I mean, if you just keep dinging it.
all masters.
That was supposed to be the takeaway, not...
It's obvious that was supposed to be the takeaway, but it's conflicting as fuck. God damn, it's not about... And it's so on the nose. But I mean, we've already kind of said this in this video. I don't know why he's hopping on.
The Jedi, the rebels, let it all die.
Realize that failure is the best teacher, to learn from your mistakes and be better next time. Luke finally gets
How does Rey fail?
Luke finally gets it. Luke finally learns from those mistakes that Ryan provided him. Like,
good job,
thanks.
Luke.
And Luke specifically wasn't killed, if you have to. He chose how he went out and it was peaceful just like Yoda. Kylo wasn't even able to kill that piece of his past.
But he died. So what the fuck is the difference?
But we do have to move forward. Letting the past die can be painful. But does anyone want Mark Hamill to carry every trilogy for the next 200 years?
Is that what we're asking?
Once again.
Is that something that we're asking for?
If you don't agree with his perspective, then you probably want this ridiculous hyperbolic opposite. Yeah. Obviously what we want.
Sure,
do you think he
exactly
wants to do that? Do you think he can? I'm going to stop asking rhetorical questions because I know that you don't...
Stop asking retarding questions. Jesus.
want to see this trilogy play out the same way as the original trilogy. Of course you don't.
I would have taken that over what we got.
I would have taken it. I was
That's
like,
where we
I'd
were
rather
headed.
see this 2 good things over than 1 good thing and 1 terrible thing.
We don't need Kenobi, Skywalker, and Solo stories forever. It doesn't take a genius.
Why'd you say this like we've had 10 movies with it? The OT and that's it. Okay? I mean, the prequels were technically about Anakin Skywalker, but I don't think that's fair.
He brings up the age of the actors, so yeah, this is the original trilogy.
Genius to see the Emperor, Luke, and Vader stand-ins. This story could have played out exactly the same. Instead, Ryan
they wouldn't
changed
have
it.
behaved like this.
Ryan changed. And if he changed it, that means it's good.
He subverted your expectations.
Oh,
just
God.
maybe not in the way you were. expecting.
Why would you even try that?
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be this shit.
Why would you even say that? It's like the
Why?
not to bring it in the meme, but it's almost like the standard response for defending The Last Jedi. You just weren't expecting it.
What you wanted.
Good lord.
I don't know. The way people hate this movie makes me feel like I can't possibly be a real Star Wars fan. It's hard for me to understand because this is what I was expecting.
This garbage?
Wait, what?
You expected this crap? Damn.
Well,
You're sad.
see, but he watched a different film to us, though, because all those issues we've been
Clearly.
highlighting, they're not things that registered with him.
He must have been watching some alternate universes.
The best way to enable this film's existence is to have a trilogy between this one and the OT that explains all the shit that happened with the Solo and Skywalker families, then to drive Luke into exile as a result or something like that and bring him back here and then correct all the contradictions, and maybe you can get what was intended with this film done consistently, but I mean, we're not there. That's not what we got.
Luke walked up to the dark side, took a step over to beat his dad, and then when the evilest bro in the universe yelled from the freaking far end of the dark side that he should join him, he was like, yeah, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, just reference an old scene. Somehow that makes your argument for this film better.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that old stuff was good.
So yeah, Luke doesn't buy into his own status, his own legend. That makes...
What?
That didn't correlate even a little bit. It's like, yeah, he didn't want to go to the dark side, so Luke doesn't buy into his own position as being a Jedi. It's
Total
like,
non sequitur.
Okay.
Doesn't follow at all.
narrative sense to me. And I'm sorry, but I'm thankful he wasn't super optimistic and chipper. He was never like that anyway.
What?
I don't get it. Jesus Christ, man.
You're a lot of fun, Lee. You're a lot
So I
of
guess
fun.
I still just don't get the problem. He starts out whiny, then he's
not
sad for a
whiny.
bit.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Stop. He starts out whiny and he's sad for a bit. Just stop.
He has some fun with new friends, then he's sad again, then he's this.
Christ, man.
That's it. That's
Leave
Luke
the OT
Skywalker.
alone. This is embarrassing. Just don't talk
That's
about the
Luke
OT.
Skywalker.
And this is
He's sad for a bit. I just...
Sad for a bit. You know, his fucking uncle and aunt got fucking murdered. But, you know, whatever. He just had a bad case of the sads.
He's just sad for a bit.
the exact character that carried over to The Last Jedi for me. He's not just like back to normal after watching his dad die after he saved his life
That's
and
not
then
the
almost
end of the
killing his...
movie?
What even are you arguing for right now? That he could be in any emotional state?
That none of this affected him, or that it? It's not like
Jiminy
just
Christmas.
like,
I don't.
"Oh,
I just.
Jedi."
Wow.
nephew because of his adherence to the light, ironically. Dude goes into exile, wants to be left alone.
No, it doesn't.
We caught that bit, and it doesn't make sense. It's part of the problem.
It makes no sense. That's what so many people have an issue with. It makes absolutely zero sense.
His dad died, and he's sad for a bit.
He's old.
He's also old and sad.
That makes sense. I never thought I'd have to double down on some stuff I said in my prequels videos, but it is okay to like this movie.
Yeah, well, some
course it's
really
okay to
intelligent
like
people
it.
can be fucking wrong.
Some really intelligent people like this movie. You're not dumb, you're not a real fan, nor are you just a fanboy. And there are also intelligent people who really dislike this film. Neither side is
Well, we
right.
can back
Neither
our
side...
side up pretty goddamn well.
I mean, this is the thing though. The correlation, like, you're not intelligent if you enjoy something. Like, is someone's? I mean,
Yeah, it has nothing to do with your intelligence, whether you enjoyed it or not. Whether you can make sense of it.
so I like The Room. Does that make me unintelligent now?
Fucking idiot.
Assuming whatever the argument, whatever. Fine, moving on.
Well,
That is
what were
wrong.
the themes of The Room?
Well, I've been
Friendship, betrayal, sacrificing what you.
Why did he just ding himself?
He likes dinging himself.
defending and talking so much about the themes, I've neglected...
Oh, he dinged it for Han Says Hi.
Han Says Hi.
Apparently
Han
that was
wasn't
written
in this
on...
film.
Right, neither side is wrong. Well, I've been defending and...
Apparently that translates to Han Says Hi.
Oh, okay.
A bit awkward, considering that's basically the only recognition Han gets in this film outside of someone telling Luke he's dead.
Yeah, plus these people don't know really about Han all that much. I mean, I guess he would be... It's just so strange how they treat Han after episode 6. It's like, what is his standing exactly? He should be like some renowned war hero, you know, who had this arc and he did all these amazing things, helped save the galaxy. Now he's just some washed up nobody. He went back to smuggling and abandoned his kid.
Yep.
I'm like, what? What is his place in this universe now? You know?
Talking so much about the themes, I've neglected so many of the little amazing details, like the beautiful wide shots.
No, you've mentioned them.
And lighting,
No, you've mentioned the lighting.
Score,
You mentioned the score.
Performances.
Yeah, you've definitely mentioned the performances.
You can't even compare Hamill's performance in this film to the original trilogy because he's on another level.
It's a different level, that's for sure.
That's a weird thing to say.
It is a different level.
Yeah, it's like I'm quite a fan of his acting in the original trilogy, but fine, I guess. Whatever.
Adam Driver continues to carry us along, and
I accidentally just imply that Kylo tries to carry these films with his acting, because I could possibly agree with that.
Carry us along.
Let's just replace us along with the film.
Someone's got to carry me into the theater to see the next film.
That's true.
I really can't wait to see what they do with him next.
Yeah, he could be good, evil, halfway
Bad,
between.
Fucking,
who knows?
He fucking anything. He could be anything.
He wanted to tear it all down, so he should be doing something completely different from Snoke or the Emperor. Or even
what if he doesn't? What if he's the new
What if
Snoke?
he
What are you gonna do
doesn't?
then? Complain?
Yeah, man. Then his expectations will be subverted, which means it'll be amazing.
Jedi. I'm genuinely excited for Episode 9 because
I'm sure you are.
There's a story there, and I really don't.
There is no. Okay, we've said this before, but I mean, it may as well just sum up quickly. Like, the component parts you're dealing with for Episode 9 is you've got all the main protagonists like Rey, Poe, Finn, and Kylo. That is the main four, because Leia's technically not in it. 3 of them are on a singular ship, and that is their faction. The other one is in charge of a massive, powerful, rich army, and that is his faction. Go. And you may be asking, like, what do you mean go? It's like, there's nothing else. That's where you are.
Yeah, that's it. That's where we are.
There's no story there, unfortunately. You have characters, I'll agree with that, but you got no story.
I don't know what it's going to be. That's sort of exciting. There's barely much to theorize about.
There's characters.
Wait, sorry, did he just accidentally counter himself? He said, there's a story there, and I don't know what it's going to be, because there's barely much to theorize about. There's a story there, but you can't even theorize, because there's nothing to work with.
That's quite the story.
What a story, you can't even fucking see what's going to happen in any way, shape, or form, because it's limitless.
Sort of exciting. There's barely much to
like
theorize
in the same sentence, man.
about. The slate is nearly clean. I don't know. I've been accused of being too optimistic.
Well, this is the important part of the channel, I suppose. Is the point of the videos just to be overly optimistic? Unrealistically optimistic?
Well, this one's unrealistically optimistic.
Yeah, because if it is, like, yeah, you nailed it, I suppose.
We'll see. Longest conclusion ever. If you made it this far, enough time has passed that I bet if you go back to look at the polls, you'll see that the you either hate it or you love it narrative is a little overblown. Just something to keep in mind. Next week, something way
off. That's so fucking cringy. Godspeed Rebels. Jesus fucking Christ. Why'd you have to...
Godspeed Rebels.
Oh.
Why would you say that?
Oh, we did.
What did...
What's the award?
The one thing Chewie needed?
Salt.
Godspeed Rebels. Jesus fuck. Jeez, like I... Ugh.
It's like, yeah.
I know, it's like I felt like goosebumps on my fucking dick. Jesus Christ.
Right down there, huh? That's unfortunate.
Ugh.
Well, so what do we think, Rags?
It was pretty awful.
Pretty awful.
It's like a lot of them. I mean,
I gotta say, I'm
just a
disappointed.
mess.
He's just repeated so many of the arguments in the other videos that came out months after the film rather than nearly a year.
Yeah, you'd think that this came out a week after the film was released.
And then there's a lot of just, you have to convert your opposition into a crazy person to be able to argue in favor of this film. I'm not a fan of
typical
that.
strawman nonsense about Luke and all that, and expectations and what they wanted from the film. Typical garbage.
Couple of cheeky lines in there that you gets close to being a little bit combative, even though he said he wouldn't be. He's very contradictive with what his own principles are, and then he just seemingly references the OT in a way that's just, I don't even understand what the fuck's going on. But what I will say is that possibly one of the better ones we've covered, just because everyone else is so much more condescending to the people they're talking to than this guy. This guy is...
Yeah, he tried to hide it a bit, yeah.
Like, I know this is a controversial thing to say, but this might be the best video we've covered, maybe, considering how much we've covered.
Maybe.
Of the
yeah,
bads.
maybe.
What do you reckon, chat? What's everyone's opinion on that one?
You better love it. We spent 2 episodes on it.
We did, and once I get through these super chats, I think we'll be able to wrap up, which will be a 3-hour EFAP, and we'll get loads of comments about how bad that is. But
I woke up, I got on EFAP, and now EFAP's almost done.
I'm gonna go to sleep.
I'm gonna go to sleep. That was my fucking day.
But yeah,
I gotta wake up at 2 in the morning.
We might have a longer break again, considering the 2 EFAPs. Maybe. I don't want to make people
So we're
go
gonna
mad.
take a little nap break, and then we'll be back for another EFAP. And we're gonna
Best
read
video yet.
poetry.
Still awful. Major League is definitely still the worst. Yeah, I'd probably agree with that.
Was the worst Tro?
Oh, good question. Because that is that is a personal slight for us, isn't it? Like.
Yeah, so I think that one, yeah. But they're different. They're all different kinds of bad.
Yeah. What? And again, to come back to the beginning of the stream before this one, the idea of only positively covering films is not better than CinemaSins if you do it this way. CinemaSins' problem is that you invent issues with a film to project its badness. You'll have comedy that's confusing. You'll have dings where you're just confused as to how they could possibly be dings. Reverse all of those problems. Arguments that are confusing. It's like CinemaSins definitely has them. Dings where you're just like, where the fuck did they even come from? Like contradictive language and pointing out positives in a film that weren't there in favor of making the film look better. That's the exact same thing, just in reverse. But people are like, well, it's in favor of positivity, meaning it's more valuable, because negativity is much worse than positivity by definition, right? That's how that works, right? I just, I'm not a fan of either, to be honest. We're going to cover Cinema Wins again with A Quiet Place, because I know me and Wolf would like to talk about that film, but obviously we'll try and give it a bit of a gap. I don't think he's terrible. I just wish he would have looked into the arguments for this film a little bit more thoroughly, because, man, does some of these things feel like they came out like a month after the film, like really not looking into it much. And I can't believe he really did argue that hardcore for Holdo's plan, when it's just like, so, like I said, Just Right and Patrick Willems have both given up on that one.
It's really just, you can't defend it. It's just that bad.
So, yeah.
Also, to those asking in chat, I'm working on a video now. It's going to be a big one. Do not you worry. I'm also working on a big... It'll probably be my biggest... In terms of reviews, it'll probably be my biggest thing. But I'm trying to really be thorough with it.
Yeah, and obviously, if people are wondering from me as well, it's Christmas Day. You're going to get a near 3-hour video from me. Okay? It's all edited. And I'm very anxious about how you guys what you guys will think about it, but I've worked on it for ages, so hopefully it's not awful. But let's get through the remaining super chats then. Sins is Lee now, just to confuse you even more. Fair enough. I'm all a big fan, more stressed. I don't know if Abby is still here, but I know her from other things. Hello, and I'm gonna remember to send you a message after this, assuming you've gone, because that was ages ago, sorry. You know, it's weird, the guy appeared, and then Kylo fought him, and then he just disappeared. Thanks, Mauler, and backstory for Bilbo Baggins meme. Oh, we're gonna cover the video is from again, because I want to reignite that meme, since it's still alive and well. I think people are using the Bilbo Baggins meme without having any clue where it came from at this point. It's that potent as a meme, but we'll get it back. It'll come on EFAP, and yeah, if you don't like The Last Jedi, you're a white supremacist who chains women into your basement like Joseph Fritzl. I mean, that's like your opinion, though. Man, the drama between Wolf and Rags, that was hot. Oh yeah, see, this was a while ago. He's still talking about
that was nothing.
Yeah. The bombs might not be secondary explosions depending on what the ordnance is and how it's fused. I mean, sure. Imagine if he slapped a private with PTSD, the Allies didn't tell Patton about D-Day. Would that make sense? Imagine if after he slapped a private with PTSD, the Allies didn't tell Patton about D-Day. Would that make sense? Oh, are they saying...
There could have been a mole.
Oh, but yeah, it's hard to relate. I'm assuming they're trying to say, like, how much information would be kept from privates even in real-life warfare or whatever, but, you know. Said this on Smudboy's last stream, but Rey makes Windu and Yoda look like Padawans. Yoda was the Grandmaster and we didn't know their backstories. They were on the council. It's implied power. Yeah. Being that they would have been there for ages, we don't need to know their backstories because we would just assume that they've had plenty of time to train. But we saw Rey's beginnings, and yet she's super powerful. There it is. Anyone can lie. It's the galaxy's most extreme lottery. Billions of players, only one winner. Better buy 75 Sue bucks for your chance. Ugh. Not a Mary Stu, she's an amazing character. What do you guys think of Avengers Endgame trailer? Have you seen that, Rex?
I have not yet.
I would say we could watch it on this stream, but I'd have to keep pausing it to make sure we don't get copyright claimed, so
I'll just watch it on my own.
Yeah, just watch it after the stream, I guess. Misconception, but Luke wanted to join the Imperial Academy in A New Hope, not the Rebels. He says it in the film during the dinner scene with Owen and Beru. Oh yeah, but isn't it to fight the Empire? Or is it not? I'd have to recheck. Holy shit, I just learned Holdo is in Jurassic Park. Yes, she is, and decent character. Ellie Sadler, I think her name is. I'm in the Navy. Holdo would be the CO of the ship, and Poe would be the XO. She absolutely should have told him the plan. Failure to do so could causes confusion, doubt in the mission, and discontent in the ranks. That's, yeah, I would agree with that. You don't understand. We got to think of the children, man. Think of all the money we could lose from these people. We got to have the money. Yeah, it's a children's movie. So it totally makes sense. Hard. In the game EVE Online, whenever you warp into an obstacle, the game lore creates a bubble warp wormhole to avoid the planet moon space station. Same principle could apply to Star Wars. That still seems ridiculous, though.
Generally, like, I think Halo does this, and some other things do that, but whenever you enter into, like, a faster-than-light, sort of travel, like hyperdrive or slip space, you essentially enter, like a different dimension in a way, one that's layered on top of ours that you pop into, and then you pop out of it, and that corresponds to a place on our map. So you're not actually traveling per se in our world. You just appear where you do the travel. It's like a separate road that you take, and then you exit the road back in the same universe you started in.
Yeah,
or else,
it's
that
complicated,
would
but
obviously cause incredible problems for
it's
like
funny.
any sort of sci-fi world.
Yeah, it's funny because it's like, are we going to get some kind of crap from JJ to explain this shit? I wonder if you'll do it. In the game, oh yeah, sorry. These TLJ defenders do not know that the Empire had interdictor cruisers which caused a gravity well, no hyperspacing, nor did Ryan. Which, yeah, I mean, they might introduce that. Who knows? This is why I don't defend this movie, because the explanations needed to defend it are far more flawed than the flaws themselves. Why people can't just accept it's a bad movie already. I don't know. It's probably worth mentioning, by the way, I did invite Cinema Wins onto this stream, like a week ago or whatever, and he responded indirectly in a tweet. He said that people want him to talk to people who disagree with him on The Last Jedi about his video, and he said that he's made his video and he wants to move past it now.
Awesome.
But yeah, fair enough, I guess. He doesn't. We tried, guys. Okay.
So much for having comments, and so much for
Discourse.
talking, and then ending thing. Yeah, discourse. Yeah, so much for that. When it's him, it doesn't. Yeah, in the comments section, you guys should do this. But when it comes to me, no, it's not for me.
RJ said she was force sensitive. Why? I'm not sure what that's in reference to. Is it Rey? Because maybe it was Leia. I'm not sure.
We knew that back in episode 6.
Just saying that bubble creature has to mate. Bubble creature has to
touch my ball.
Dash Rendar Lebo Shadows of the Empire. That's probably why I'm not 100% on that one. I've heard of Shadows of the Empire, but I've not read it, I think is the correct medium. But, that's Disney's Predator with women, PG-13. Sorry. Disney's Predator with women. There is a woman in the new one, though. There you go. This is objectively the worst video you guys have ever covered, in my opinion. Oh, yes.
Aye.
Beautiful take. Why can't they just milk the supremacy at hyperdrive speed? That's a question we'll never get answered. I told you we should have put more than 12 space bucks in the tank. Star Wars is now Spaceballs. There's a lot of references that make Star Wars Spaceballs now. It's quite depressing in a way.
Why didn't the ship just hyperdrive the Radis? Why didn't the Radis just hyperdrive to another planet and then go on the planet?
Because that's your opinion. That actually... Okay, so wait, could they hyperdrive just a little bit further forward to reach Crate, and then, you know, poop out all the transports immediately because they're undercover?
Like on the far side, maybe?
Yeah, they're undercover. As I said, they're cloaked. And then, why didn't they just hyperdrive to Crate? I guess they just didn't know that that planet was right next to the place they randomly hyperdrive to.
But surely they...
Yeah, that's what I mean. Surely they did.
But was their first jump random? Or was it just like, oh crap, get us out of here jump?
Yeah,
or was it like, we're
even if
going to, you know, surely they had it planned in
I was
advance.
going to say, how could they be that close to Crate if it was random?
Also, I don't buy a we randomly or landed next to a planet thing.
No. Man, we need to stop thinking about the film. It just keeps falling apart.
But like, why didn't they go to like an Endor planet or a Yavin 4 planet or so, or like why didn't they go to Tatooine or something like that, or Jakku or someplace, like some populated area? Why didn't they just go there, just hyperdrive to that planet and then get off the planet? You could hide there.
I have a solution to hyper ramming. Make it a WMD that the Empire wouldn't use, a galaxy-sized shotgun that destroys planets/stars in its path.
I think with the Death Star and Starkiller base, they kind of already ruined that.
Not to mention that, isn't it a bit late for that now? It wouldn't. He says make it a WMD. It's like, but it's already been done in like a ship, unless they're talking about rewriting the film, which yeah. Muller, are you a situation individual or an individual situation? Certainly the latter. Mr. Lucas had a plan for OT, PT, and ST. That's a total lie. There wasn't a plan for OT. I used to respect this guy, but his arguments are flawed. Well, I mean, he just said he can't even, he's conflicted on whether or not there was plans for the fucking ST, so... CW is really good at praising great movies, but is definitely overly gracious with bad ones. This is a prime example. Enjoyed the stream, boys. I am glad you did. Hopefully we weren't too harsh, because I know people really like this channel, but...
Yeah, but...
You know, we responded in kind, is how I'd like to put it. I meant General George Patton slapped a private with PTSD in World War II, and if the Allies didn't tell Patton about D-Day, would that make sense? Slapped a private with PTSD in World War II, and if the Allies didn't tell Patton about D-Day, would that make sense? I'm not sure what I'm really not following. Are you following?
No. Well... Let me take a look.
George Patton slapped a private
General
with PTSD.
George Patton slapped a private with PTSD in World War II, and if the Allies didn't tell Patton about D-Day, would that make sense? I guess if, like, Allied High Command didn't tell the generals and stuff about the D-Day invasion, then they wouldn't know what was going on. They wouldn't have been able to coordinate as much as they needed to, so it would have failed.
Just...
because Patton was reckless and impulsive like Poe. By TLJ Screwjob, he gave $5.
No, I'm sorry. I feel like it's my fault. My brain's not registering it properly, I don't think.
Well, your brain fart got you $5, so don't feel too bad.
Let's put it this way. If it's a relation to how stupid it is in The Last Jedi, then you're more than certainly right, just because there's so many ways to break it down. There's that video that's called, like, a military analysis of The Last Jedi. Have you seen that?
By Penguin, yeah. The Penguin, Emperor Penguin guy.
Bumblebee
it's retarded.
Whoa, Bumblebee has 96%?
The what? What?
The new movie from this Bumblebee?
I'll take a look.
Pretty good.
Transformers Bumblebee.
They're comparing it to Poe. Oh yeah, I picked that part
Rotten
up.
Tomatoes. Holy shit, it has a 96% tomato. Yeah, 96%.
Is this before its release?
Or yeah, there's no user reviews.
Because if you remember, Black Panther got 100%. So
So, yeah, there it is right there.
But yeah, that about does it. You know, thank you guys for it took us this long to get through the 42 minutes. I'm afraid it was 2 episodes, but you know, these things happen. We'll try and pick it up next time. I'll say that every time until we slow down so much that we're covering 1 video per 7 streams. That'll be the day. But both me and Rags have videos that are coming. When do you have an estimated delivery date for yours, Rags?
No, I don't, but it'll probably be within the week.
Oh, there you go. Thank you all for watching and for your very kind and generous donations. We will be back at some point. I don't want to say because now we're in December. Time starts to get a little bit more complicated because you know, all of us do Christmas related stuff probably, and new videos are coming, and yeah, so no plan specifically for the next EFAP, but we will obviously continue it when we can. Thank you all for coming, and goodbye. Alright, did you say goodbye?
Oh, it was the goodbye is implied.